Degens, and today we're here to talk about all things Web3, blockchain, DeFi, and NFTs. Um, as the title says, we're talking about ETH, Bitcoin, FOMC, CPI, DeFi, all these wonderful Web3 buzzwords, and have some lovely guests with me today, or host, I should say. One being Bitfiend, it's in the middle. What's up, Mr. Bitfiend? And we have Twin Gats. Can't hear him, but he's here. He's here.
Oh, I'm here. Hello,
So,
everybody. Hello.
trust me, just believe. He's here. Yeah, myself. We also have Eric Wilson, who will be joining us, I believe, and Sean Porter. But yeah, this is what we got right now. Hopefully, we can. This is our first time trying out this different format as far as the aesthetic look. And hopefully it helps as we have people jumping in and out of the flow. Hopefully it's something that we end up liking. But this show, generally speaking, is just a format where we came together, want to be able to come together once a week, talk about all these different blockchain, crypto, Web3 things with people that are like-minded and have interest in those topics as well. So that's what we're doing here today. Hopefully if you're actually tuning into this and it interests you, or you end up walking away with something, learning something, and if nothing else, just vibing with some people, again, with like interests. So we're going to go through a whole bunch of different topics today. I got this lovely little window of topics, and I guess I'll have to reorder the direction, the ones I want to start with, because Rex Satoshi's away for a little bit, putting his little girl to sleep. And there was a few that he wanted to touch on, but it's okay. There's plenty of topics today. I'm going to start us with a fun one. It's fun, guys. This is America's oldest bank, BNY Mellon. I think I'm saying that right. Will now hold crypto.
Never heard of
assets.
it as well.
No. Oh, we got Mr. Wilson. Let me add him in here. Let's let Mr.
There he
Wilson.
is.
Yeah. What's up, everybody? Sorry I'm late.
Buddy?
It is
It's all good,
Croptober.
Croptober. Uptober is Croptober.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. But yeah, I guess this bank was funded by Alexander Hamilton. So it's that old of a bank, and they are moving to Bitcoin holdings. I shouldn't say moving to Bitcoin holdings, but adding that to the books, which as far as adoption goes, I just think it's another cool thing. It's just like another one bites the dust, or whatever you want to consider for saying, but you know what it means. You understand. It's a cool one. Oh, I got it. We're not going to touch it. Like, you guys didn't even see that one. That's Rex Satoshi's topic. Moving. But this one right here is actually pretty fun as a second topic, guys. And as I run through these ones, feel free to stop. There's a few of them that I want to jump through. But Nobel, I'm not sure if you guys saw this on Twitter recently. I'm like deep in the crypto Twitter space, depending on what account I'm in. So I see all sorts of crazy stuff about this. But yeah, Nobel Economics Prize goes to, was it Benjamin Bernanke? What's his first name? But it was basically the old Fed chair. And it's from the last situations, all this stuff. So crypto Twitter had a field day with this, where they're like, really? You get the
an old banker? An old
the internet.
Great.
No. Just like, yeah. So I feel like one of my favorite quotes in this was just like, yeah, and I think they were talking about somebody's tweet where they were just saying, yeah, you decide to print a bunch of money, and so you get a Nobel Prize. And I'm like, yeah, that just
Yeah,
the clown of words.
It makes sense in this world. Yeah. No.
Yeah. That said, there were also some proponents that were saying that Satoshi Nakamoto, if anybody, should get a Nobel Prize. And of course, Satoshi is an alias, an unknown character. But a lot of people do say blockchain is like, the last cool thing since like the internet, like the last big invention. So
wow, that's crazy reading that one paragraph that says Bhagwan Kadri, the economics professor at University of California, says the technology spawned by Satoshi is the most significant development of the 21st century. I mean, I have been saying that since 2015, man. This is it. This is it, ladies and gentlemen.
Mhm.
If you, the true change to finance. I mean, it's needed.
Yeah, and I mean, like, I feel like this on the back of that previous article, the America's oldest bank, BNY Mellon, now doing crypto holdings.
That's a no-brainer. Come
It's
on.
just like
I was
these two
just
together.
telling.
It's like Satoshi made this. Yeah, it's just like all the chips are falling.
I was just telling a friend, a couple of friends of mine that, and especially in terms that they think the economy is going to collapse, and I'm just like, well, you have to follow the money. And what is the money doing? The money is buying cryptos. Like the institutional adoption of cryptos, regardless of this bear market, has not slowed down at all. It has continued to grow, and these companies are secretly buying up all the cryptos. And before you know it, it's going to be too late. So, and I mean, I get it. We can't have everyone getting rich, but it could be a utopic solution to a lot of people in the world to just hold a little bit. A little bit will go a long way, especially if you're not expecting anything. I wasn't expecting anything with ETH at all. I just held on for 7 years, and because I believed in it. You do the research and you cannot find something wrong with it. You can't.
Man, that point right there that you just made about like just if you believe in it, holding on to it, I think is like an important one, and
Huge.
not just in the sense of like the technology and like like making like a if that's how you make a profit around your assets, but in like a wider concept of things. Like because like yes, there's the price, which is nice, but in terms of technology too, like this might be a good transition to. I hold it off for a second, but yeah, before I get into the transition portion. I was talking to an MMG member, Camaraderie, recently, and we were playing Gods Unchained, and I'm like, and you mentioned something about the ecosystem and this and that and the bear market. And I was like, yeah, I feel like a lot of people have missed this. Oh, we were talking about like people not liking certain Web3 games. I was like, yeah, I feel like a lot of people have this like they're like, oh, all these games failed or this and that. I'm like, not every game failed, but at the same time, you shouldn't be going into all these different games with the intention of getting rich off of playing a game. Like, when do you go into any gaming market and you're like,
That's unsustainable.
It's unsustainable. Like, why is that the goal? Like, in what world are you like, this game should be able to make me rich, even if it's a free to play game or it has a free to play option? I'm like, well, why should it make you rich? What's the problem? In the case, and I was saying, in the case of Gods Unchained, you're still going to make money playing the game. I still earn like every few days I play the game, earning some Gods token, and it's something. I'm like, yeah, at the end of the year, if I were to cash it all out, it's probably going to be somewhere around $50 or more dollars at the rate that I'm playing, like, or more, and like that's perfectly fine. What's wrong with playing a game and then it pays for itself, like, or pays for what would be a premium game cost? Like, that's perfect. That's what we should want. But instead, people are kind of treating the situation like, like I can't get like, see, even with like Axiom, like I know it's not everybody's cup of tea in terms of fun and this and that. But if it is your cup of tea, like, what's wrong with making $10 a month, $4 a month, $5? What's wrong with that?
And now you can build a team for $30.
Even if you
like, now that's a reasonable thing. Like, you're not getting it. Sorry for interrupting.
No, you're good. Even if you make a dollar, even if you make 1 penny, here's the thing when it comes to gaming. You have a game. When you buy a game, you essentially want about 10 cents per hour worth of game time when you buy the game, or less. So like if you buy a game for $60 and you play it for 2 hours and realize you don't like it, you just paid $30 an hour for the game. You're not going to play it again as it is. So you've lost a lot of money in terms of game time, content, and all that. So when it comes to some games, they don't even have enough content to give you 10 cents per hour worth of game time. So imagine, you put any kind of
Yeah.
money into a game and you can even make 1 penny back is actually incredible. And when it comes to the NFTs, it's the future of gaming because, for one, you can rent them out to other people and people rent them, so you make a little bit of money. But if a game becomes obsolete, the power of the blockchain can allow those NFTs to be used somewhere else in another game. And I've already seen that in being used or in effect. For example, with a game called liquidlands.io, and they're pretty legit. It's just a little map thing, a little map game that you just take over by clicking on the tile, but your game chips are NFTs. So let's just consider a rug pull project that people are just stuck with useless NFTs, and this game has given utility to a project that has essentially been rugged. Now, the community has taken over the NFTs for the most part, but the essential project is done for. But now people can take those NFTs, play the game, and earn. And the game's popular, and the NFTs that you mint on the game are actually selling for quite a bit of money. So, for the most part, it's definitely a plus for somebody that doesn't have, or that's lost on a rug pull, and they can use their NFT. And especially in the future, if a game becomes obsolete, those NFTs can be used somewhere else.
Yeah. Anybody, we're all familiar with Overwatch 2 that just came out. And then
Did hear about it.
Well, everybody that bought skins on that game in Overwatch 1, literally, they lost everything. Like they had
What?
something, they're like, oh, you can merge your account and transfer everything to Overwatch 2. Like you're thousands of dollars of stuff. And it failed on half of the community, and they lost fucking everything.
Oh my god!
Yeah,
So I thought
it's
you were
like,
gonna
shit,
tell me that.
man.
I thought you were gonna say that they allowed the port and it all went through just fine. So
They
I
did
can
allow
almost
but it failed for a lot of people.
say that if they were NFTs, it wouldn't be a problem because even if the protocol
Right.
failed, everyone still has their NFTs. They can
you can do
fix
it
the
again.
code.
You got the receipt.
Reapply.
Yeah. Yep. It's a
And
big
you're
deal.
good to go. That's what NFTs fix because all these people lost their shit.
That is a good point.
So that just gave that there's no way, if there's no way for them to recover that, then
So what's the answer? Just I mean, some sort of NFT, some sort of skin, some sort of something that you can put on your shoulder, some sort of hat,
if all these in-game assets were NFTs, it wouldn't be an issue because all these people that got screwed, they would still have the NFTs in their wallet. So once the company fixes the smart contract, all they have to do is connect their wallet to the smart contract again, port all the NFTs over to the game. They wouldn't even have to port it over. That's the thing. The game would just automatically read their wallet and they can use it. There's no porting anything. There's no transferring. There's no switching. It's just connect your wallet. There's your NFTs. That's it.
Yeah.
Interoperability is a huge thing. That's probably another buzzword that you should.
Well, Dr. Disrespect's new game, you log in with your MetaMask into the game, game itself.
Yeah, what's it, dead drop or something?
Yeah.
I've been hearing a lot of good things about it. I love Dr. Disrespect. I think he's hilarious. I've known about him for years. I think it's weird that he's making a game.
Are we getting into this?
But he might be.
He might
be the right person.
Yeah, I don't want to take you off track.
I didn't hear him.
Yeah, he's muted. I don't know if you had it scheduled or not, but if we're go, let's go. Let's dive.
Yeah.
Because I want to talk about it. I want to hear about it
too.
Cool.
Yeah, no, this is perfectly natural segue into dead
drop. I was saying that I think it's kind of weird that he's making a game, but at the same time, he's a good gamer. I can't deny it in any way, shape, or form. He's played all the best games, all the best shooters in the last however many years that he's been playing forever. So
He
might
was a
be the
map
right person
designer.
to do this. Right. He might
He
be
was
the
a
right
map
person to do
designer.
this.
Yeah. He got
Absolutely.
Robert Bowling from the best Call of Duty, or what is considered the best Call of Duty, Modern Warfare, right? And he got that guy as project lead. So he's like an ex, Call of Duty guy who made what is considered the best Call of Duties, right, to make this game with. And so I thought that was pretty cool. That really interested me.
So Twin, for the avatar that you were talking about purchasing, which is the floor is currently like $180. That gives you some sort of special access. Is that, and it's not just for this game, right? It's like for a lot of different things.
Yes. Well, it's for the game. The game is going to be developed over
for the
next...
game, because it seemed like it was kind of like an umbrella for other things as well.
It's like for the game, you'll have a unique avatar that nobody else will have. You'll have
awesome. Okay.
right now, you'll have access to early builds of the game. So every 2 months, they give you a file to download that you can only access by connecting your MetaMask. And you download like one level of the game as they're developing it, and then they're using governance by the community, people who own the NFTs, to make changes to the game as it's being developed. So I get to play it. I can play it right now, and then be like, hey, look, this is what my call sign, and I didn't like this, I don't like this, I don't like this, and they'll listen to you, and they actually get right back to you. It's then you could sit in like meetings with Dr. Disrespect and Robert Bowling on Discord, and they'll talk about the development of the game and take questions. There's like custom merch. It's a whole thing. There's obviously like a hype train behind it, but the bones are there. Like, you can literally download the game and play it. And every 2 months, they add to it over the course of 2 years, and then there'll be the release of the game, which will go public, but you'll always have that like prestige within the game. I think it's going to be a free game. Would be my guess.
Gotcha. So like right now, you can play the game if you have this. It's an NFT pass. It's the avatar.
It's an NFT pass. Yep. It's on OpenSea, and it also unlocks your profile on their website that allows you to download the game so like you connect the MetaMask, and then it's like, oh, they also give you NFT? Like tickets. Yeah, the NFT, just having it in your wallet will give you access to.
Do you know how much it costs, or have a link?
The floor is about 180. Yeah,
180. And all day.
I think I'm gonna do it.
All day, every day on the hour, I get a new bid. It's constant.
Wait, bids, you have one?
I do have one.
Oh,
I do.
Boy.
How many of these are minted?
You've impressed me, sir. You have impressed me.
10,000. Yeah, I bought it early.
You really impressed me. Now, what'd you pay for it?
I have a copy. You can see it on my Twitter, but I paid $50 for it.
Whoa.
Yeah. And then so basically you have to sign up for it, and then like put in your email and and connect all your accounts, and then they were like, we'll email you in 6 months. And then on the day of, they were like, you have 24 hours to buy this NFT, and they actually gave the public the option to use fiat to buy it. So I actually use fiat. I didn't use any of my crypto. I put in my credit card, boom, yeah. NFT comes up.
It's an easy way to get money in crypto.
It was either or. But then but here's what I noticed: the people that did use crypto, they got better qualities in their NFT. So I'm like, maybe I should have used crypto, right? Because I found that people that use the credit card got pretty much a basic whatever, right? Avatar. And then people, I think, that use Ethereum or Matic, it's on Matic. They got a better one. I'm 90% sure that's how it worked. But I'm not sure.
Yeah, I mean, I paid $400 for my big time pass. Might as well toss 180 at this one.
Right. I mean,
I'll have one by the end of the week.
Hell yeah.
Eric, let's all get together and play this week. Then
I want to.
But what are you guys playing?
Dead Drop.
Playing big
bro.
time? Oh, Dead Drop.
I have
Gotta
big time
have
to do that.
We
It's
can
very
stream
much
it, right?
You can
Sorry, was
stream
that-
it if you're an,
Oh,
if
really?
you're an owner.
Okay.
Yep.
What was it, Bitping?
I said I have big time too. We could do that.
Yeah. Yeah.
You said we can't do it, Twin.
No, I was agreeing with you. I
Oh,
was
I
just gonna
thought
say,
Twin said we couldn't play because.
oh,
No, you
okay.
can. Yeah. So like, I wish I could share my screen. But
You should be able to.
okay, can I?
Yeah, you should be able to.
Oh,
At the
let me,
bottom.
let me,
Man, I like it.
Oh, all right. Let's do it. I'll show you the whole deal. Let's see.
I mean, if it's there's got to be, if I'm spending this 180, it's got to be. I understand it could become worth nothing. That's a possibility, but because as the game progresses and stuff, is there going to be any kind of like, are you going to get like a portion of the proceeds as the and it's rather than like purchasing one game for $70 every year, is it going to be one of those things that just having that is going to give you continual access and some sort of long-term savings? It seems to be that might be the case, because if it's might be an ever-evolving game that you can just keep participating in. All you need is this avatar or what have you, and there's going to be more avatars eventually. There's going to be more than 10,000 players. So what's the answer to that?
Right. I don't know. I think really it's like they give you like free tickets to like Dr. Disrespect events.
Mm-hmm. So I'd really say like if I'm spending that 180, it's not with any expectations that I'm going to get any kind of financial rewards back. Only I'm going to have access to this thing, or it's just generally support for for what they're doing.
If I was you, I would expect to literally have that burned in order to play. Isn't that what it does, or no?
Oh, let's see. I want to show you. I'll show you my.
Oh, you've already played though, right, Twin?
Yeah, I'll show you like how you get all the stuff.
Yeah, he beat Dr. Disrespect in 101.
Damn,
so like this is the name of my NFT. So that's my name on the blockchain. So it's Quick Tango Claw, and that's a variant. And that's my NFT right here. Is like this guy. Let's see if I can. Okay, here it is. And these are like the traits that you get. And it's all tied to the blockchain here. So like this is the only rare thing that I got was the visor cortex and maybe the background, and everything else is like common.
Damn.
How good are you?
Well, like here's the thing.
It looks like you got a founder profile, so that is there's probably the first 10,000 are the founders, and then there's going to be some sort of different kinds of avatars from there, I would guess, right?
Yes. Yep. Exactly. And like in the game, that'll be my guy, I guess. Like when the game comes out, and then you can like attach your wallet. This is another NFT that they gave away right here. And so I transferred when I bought it with fiat over here. I transferred it to MetaMask, and I can actually take it off of the market by just clicking these arrows. And it'll take it out of my wallet and put it back onto the website, which I'll never do, but it's there. And then if you want to play it, you would go here, and then it says Dead Drop Snapshot. Then you would just download this. So every month there's an update, and you just get it, and it's like one little file. It's like a very tiny file.
Are you any good?
It's right now, like the expectation should be low because it's the first year of development, and there's nothing to really do. Like you shoot targets. There's a couple of things to do. Actually, I haven't played this snapshot, so there might be more to do. Like you can like get inside Dr. Disrespect's Lambo and stuff, and it's not under NDA if you're a holder, so you can stream it
So
every month.
Are you good at getting into his Lambo?
That's literally all you can do. No, I don't even think you can get in it. I think you can look at it. I think you can like look at it.
Getting in early, though. Getting in early.
Oh, so here's all the benefits. Okay. One of a kind Midnight Society call sign, which is your name in the game, right? I guess. Early access to the game build and weapon testing, voting rights. So they do like voting rights based on holders, I guess. Exclusive access to studio events, first dibs on all merch, and future Visor Cortex drops, which I think is going to be the future NFTs, right? So like the next set of NFTs that come out with the game, I think are going to be called that Visor Cortex. I think because this is like the rare attributes on all the NFTs is the Visor Cortex. So maybe you'll have first dibs on future NFTs. Is how I'm reading that, but that might not be true. And then early access to industry guilds, and you can actually, if it was like your dream to work in like on a video game, they will take your application before anybody else, and you can work on the game, and actually they will hire you. And I know a couple people that bought the NFTs that are now working for the game company. Through this community,
awesome.
like, well, because it's like that's such a hard thing to get into, right? It's like game development.
So you said you could play the game, but there's like no shooting. You can
There's
walk
shooting
around in the game. Okay, that's what
You
I was
can-
asking. Are you any good? You keep avoiding the question.
No. You're not shooting other people.
Oh,
Yet you're shooting
Gotcha.
AI, right?
Yeah.
So
right
you're
now.
good.
'Cause
Okay. So you're good at shooting robots.
I'm good at shooting robots.
That's all you had to say, man. That's all you had to say.
It reminds me of
downloading the new version of it. I'll see if I can launch it so you guys can look at it and let me know if you think it's worth it. I don't know.
No,
I mean I've seen some clips. It looks awesome. I mean, it looks like Call of Duty or some shit.
It's gonna be Call of Duty mixed with Tarkov.
I'm in.
I've
never played Tarkov, but I'm in.
So Tarkov is an extraction shooter. That what makes this different is it's going to be a vertical extraction shooter. So instead of going front to back, left to right, you're going to go up and down to get out of the map somehow. And I think the goal is to get to Doc's Lambo and fly away, which is funny, but also like it's to be expected.
Fly away in the Lambo?
Yeah, I think it flies or something in the game. It's because it's in the future. Yeah.
Something.
Does it fly to the moon?
Yeah, I have no idea.
Oh, it's a moon Lambo.
Yeah.
To the moon.
It's a moon Lambo.
To the moon, yeah, that makes sense.
The idea is to get all the gear and get out, which is popular now.
I'm sure there's some sort of tokenomics or white paper or something. I'd be interested in digging into that. Just seeing as far as what their plans are.
Will there be tokenomics?
I don't know.
Dropping the ball.
Also, in my head when I bought out, I was like, all right, it's Call of Duty and NFTs. Like, you know what I mean? I'm like, all right. Like,
Oh my goodness.
I'm waiting for like a decent game to come along and pay to, earn
Play to earn, gamify.
play to earn
Yeah.
games. Yeah, gamify games. So
Yeah.
I'm like, it's a match made in heaven, right? So I'm like,
Yeah.
all right.
Speaking of play to earn and GameFi games, there's one
Mhm.
other host that I want to include in the conversation. At this point, they
Sure.
actually joined us. It's just like reaction, Sean. It's
That's
Sean
me.
Porter.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
What's up? How's it going, guys?
What's
Yo,
going on?
he's calling in from Cyberpunk 2077, bro. Look at him.
Yeah.
I love that.
Hopped
He's
off
from
my
the
hoverboard
future.
to join you guys. Yeah.
Yeah.
Welcome. Yeah, about time we got you on the show. Sorry to cut you off if there was something you were needing to get off your chest there, Twin Gats. Let you finish.
No.
Make sure we got-
Well, like when you do go to buy one, Eric, if you choose to
I
look,
will.
I think
will.
the guns are like probably the best trait to look for. Like,
Okay.
what weapon are you gonna have in the game, right? Like some people have these golden pistols, and these are obviously the high value ones.
What's the high value ones cost? Like, what are some of the like not just the floors, even just like middle of the pack? Like, what kind of range are we looking at here? We're talking about Dead Drop, by the way, Sean. Dr. Disrespect's NFT game.
Oh, okay. I see that. Yeah. I actually I think I downloaded either the demo, but maybe they recently released some other version. I've kind of been under a rock, but.
Do you have a variant, one of the NFTs?
I don't. Yeah. So.
That gives you access to like the new development build.
Gotcha.
And so like you can see how the game is coming along and like where your money is going essentially.
Love it. Yeah. That's the Web3 way, right? Showing people.
I love that.
Bringing them along
I
the
love
way.
that.
Yeah.
The new build, this just came out. I'll see if I can launch it and then we'll move on. But I'll see that.
You're gonna show us you touching his Lambo.
What's the floor on these? On the access?
180?
180.
Yeah.
But it
Not bad.
started at 50.
Okay.
It started at 50.
Okay, here's where it makes sense to me, man, is if I'm not paying $70 a year for a game, that pays for itself in 2.5 years of gameplay, if that's what this is going to give me. So I don't really care about making money if I don't have to spend $70 every year. That's why I don't play Call of Duty, is because I'm not paying $70 a year. I'm not getting hooked into it. But if you give me something like this to where I can just come and go and it's always there for me and it's always an evolving, improving game, that's enticing to me.
Yeah.
As a casual gamer, that's super enticing to me.
And it could be the start of a franchise.
Yeah.
What I'm hearing from this game reminds me a lot of a mix between two different NFT projects that we're probably all familiar with. One of those would be VFriends. It seems like I can see some VFriend stuff like that from this, with the ability to help pitch in and stuff like that, to be in calls with Dr. Disrespect or a conference or whatever that have you. And the other one would be kind of like a Phantom Galaxies, where, of course, you're paying for these ones. Phantom Galaxies just requires you to log into the website ahead of time. But it's very much a want to build with the community type of thing. We give you these levels one by one at a time as the game progresses. And then it's supposed to get into this multiplayer aspect and whatnot. Whether or not they accomplish that, who knows? But I tell you what, I gotta stop throwing salt on you guys. they're further along than Cloud Atlas or Atlas. I don't know if that one's ever going to happen. I feel like that's just such a big achievement. So sorry to the Atlas team or whatever. It's like it's such a big task.
Shake it
Someday,
like a salt shaker.
That one will get there too, I'm sure. You can see this download in the background.
So this is done. So this is how they give you the snapshot. It's just in a zip file. That's it. And then it's like literally like bare bones, Let's see if I can share my other screen.
World premiere.
World premiere dead drop. That's like how they did it too. So like, oh wait, hold on. Okay. I wanted to share my audio too. Let's see. I just don't want it to get like weird, you know.
Oh, what's going to get weird?
Don't want it to get weird.
Nothing weird though.
Just make sure all your tabs
Yeah.
are closed.
You guys don't know what I listen to. Right?
I'm stoked, man. I'm stoked. This is the kind of thing that can unseat COD, or at least make them have to make drastic
Better
changes to their strategy to adapt. I just don't think it's their model's sustainable, dude. And that's I think if the right team comes along, they can outperform Madden. Dude, it's not that difficult. Come on, like let's face it, it can't be that difficult.
Let me turn the volume down here. There we go.
You're seeing it. World premiere.
World premiere dead drop.
Lambo
you just
touching
click-
simulator.
You click here, and then it'll be like sign into your MetaMask, which we'll see if that works. Which is cool. A cool way to go into a game, right?
Yeah, dude.
Okay, I'm already logged into my MetaMask, so it skipped that part, I think.
We got that one. We'll go this one.
So does that mean right away people needed to know like how to log into their wallet and create it? And...
Yes.
Ah.
And my settings are all fucked. Let's see. Yeah, so actually, originally you didn't have to have a wallet. And then they transferred everything over to OpenSea.
See, that's the thing, man. All it takes is a game to be good. You know?
Right.
And then the blockchain's going to be irrelevant.
I don't know why I can't change it. I think you can only play on high right now. Okay.
I like the environment textures.
And
Yeah,
so every
surprisingly
week,
detailed too.
and every week these rooms will open up, so you always have something to look forward to. Like I can't do anything to this stuff, you know. This is every week you get a new gun to try out, or every month. I think it's every month.
That's pretty good. I mean, that's great graphics for sure.
For like 3 months, 4 months worth of work, they did a pretty good job.
Are they incentivizing early access like the gun you got this month? If I join next month, will I get access to all the weapons? Or I wonder.
Yes. No, you'll have everything that everybody else has. Until the game comes out. I feel like the NFTs that have like golden guns and golden pistols, like my dude's holding a grenade. You know, I don't even have a gun in my NFT. So he's got a grenade in his hand, and that's like, it's you know what I mean. So like when the game launches, am I gonna have that grenade? You know, I don't know.
You better be able to nade some people.
It's just right now. It's just like target practice on this part. I don't know if it works. But maybe.
So yeah, I'm definitely interested to see the timeline and stuff. I'm getting a little bit of feedback from somebody.
I think it's coming from Gats.
Okay, that's what I thought. It might be funky, right?
Ooh,
I
nice
could-
bottom screen there. Look at you, Smurf.
Is it like bad?
The echo.
I don't know if it is because I'm not seeing it register on his voice when we're talking, unless we're just not talking loud enough through his.
I hear everyone but him echoing.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, let me fix something then.
Oh, you know what it is? Here, let me see. Keep going.
Okay.
I think it was because the shared window had its own audio, so I can. But I don't know if I can mute gas.
Oh yeah, I bet that is it. I bet that is it. Yeah. Can you just mute that screen maybe?
Yeah, we just can't get the game audio then. So.
Oh, gotcha. Interesting.
My bad. It was my
It's all
first
good.
time.
It's all good. I do like this format, honestly.
Yeah, it's nice. I was like, okay, as long as this works, we'll switch to this. Yeah.
So that's like Dr. Disrespect's like hideout or something, right? Or the building that's going to be in the future. That's the building that I had right straight ahead.
So you're gonna have to like climb up through the building and get to a certain point and take off or something?
Yeah, so I guess the goal is going to be you start down here and work your way up the building, and you want to escape through the roof somehow.
Nice.
And I think this is just like the loading zone where you like hang out with your team, I guess. In the beginning, probably when you're waiting for a game.
Nice.
This unlocked. This is the newest room that unlocked. There's the Lambo. It was red last week. Now it's black. I don't know. But like it's jittery. The frames are all over the place. Like, it's very early. It's very early. Can't get in it.
Yeah, I feel like the biggest, takeaway with these type of projects where you find a Web3 game, one of these NFT projects where they're offering you early access. The big thing is like, what else do they offer you other than just the early access? So I guess you get the early access into the game, but how much do you get to be a part of that community? Have some input.
Discord's popping. They've I asked a couple questions. They got back to me. They gave me 2 tickets to the LA event, 2 tickets to the New York event, which I didn't go to either one.
You gotta scout those.
I know, dude. I know. I should have could have gone and met Dr. Disrespect, which is cool. Like, I mean, I would do it if it was close.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Yeah, as I think was Eric was saying, it doesn't have to be that monetary value. Things like those tickets and the community experience kind of should make up for that.
And like the merch is
paying for those type of things. So like if you're not, other than the NFT, typically that's something that you got to think of, like how much the conferences or whatever the heck cost for you to get in. Probably more than or about at that $180. And if you're getting more access to more than one, then yeah, you made that value back up. It wasn't
dude.
that hard decision.
It was like open bar, free food for everyone.
Well then
you know what I mean? I was like, they really pulled out the stops and it was smooth, and it was like, man, I wish I coughed up the money and went,
Yeah.
But
yeah, open bar's the move. NFT Seattle had open bar from Wine DAO, so that was pretty cool. They had a coffee DAO in the morning, and then Wine DAO came at night and took care of us all, so that was fun.
Pretty dope.
That's dope. Yeah,
Well,
I haven't
I'm
gone to like
looking
a big NFT party yet. I need to go.
It was
I'm looking
cool,
at a video of the developers showing different stages of the game of like very basic textures and stuff, but like on top of the building and looking down and stuff. So that's pretty cool. It looks good, man.
Yeah,
run a
and it's
little
like
funky.
literally like the first 6 months. It's like, I think it'll be big. But yeah, all right. There every week there'll be like different things, and this is literally it. So, it's just this little area. I think this will unlock when the multiplayer beta comes out, and then that's it.
Cool.
I don't know if this door is unlocked. Let's check real quick. Nope. So all this shit's still locked. So you still got time, Good shit. And it just runs like a regular game, you know.
Nice. That's
Yeah.
a nice little
Yeah.
showcase.
So, yeah, pretty dope game. All right. Yeah, I want to again, like, hopefully they continue and like stay on task with their roadmap. I know what to do. There's a lot to do with the project.
Oh my
God. Delays are to be expected.
Sure.
But the way you were talking about them rolling out a gun per month, or a new room each month or whatever, those little tiny things, does, you know, I'd imagine if I was the developer, I'd imagine those things are already done. And it's just like we give them access to one each month to kind of
Keep you going.
and keep people engaged with the project, so that we have this, what would be maybe a year or so to develop things, like, and at least keep you engaged over that amount of time, asking questions, and it's also time to stress test, or well, not really stress test, you're not having enough people, but test things out and get that feedback the entire time. But that's what I imagine they're doing. Regardless, hopefully they have some success there. Similar to, it looks to me, it feels very similar to like a Phantom Galaxy type of situation.
Sure.
Where releasing that stuff little by little, and hopefully both of these games can get to that multiplayer stage stuff, because that's really where we see them take off. But more power to them, and to Dr. Disrespect.
Thanks for checking it out. That's cool.
Yeah.
Thanks for sharing it.
Respect the disrespect.
I want to share another Web3 game, actually, or not just necessarily the game. Not going to dive into the game like we just did, but a topic. Yeah, Big Time. So anybody who has Big Time space can play Big Time for the first time for just having space, and that was like their first NFT sale thing. Like, or maybe the access things came first. I can't remember. Whatever. This is like their big NFT sale with the different spaces. There's small space, large space, medium space, ultra, whatever the heck space. This is basically your like team's little workshop in the game. And so each individual guild kind of needs, if you want to make items or craft or whatever, you need a space. That's like your hangout. But anybody who has space then in this game is finally able to play tomorrow, 10/13 at 8 p.m. Eastern. So that's going to be pretty cool. I'll definitely have to play, because this was...
You have space?
But, yeah, I have like 2 spaces, actually.
So you have space, but not a pass, so you haven't been able to play.
Exactly.
Wow.
Yeah. It's been painful. I was like, they're not going to let me play that.
I already have a big squad of people playing basically from Decentraland, and so like we'll get you hooked up, basically.
Heck yeah. Yeah, I'm excited too. I'm excited to find
what's it all about?
Yeah, I don't know anything about it. Help us out.
Seen anything about Big Time?
It's like a MMORPG. It's exactly like an MMOR. It's a MMORPG on the blockchain. I mean, it was created by a founder of Decentraland, and as of yet, like right now, the only things that are NFTs are the space and the cosmetic wearables. But like in-game loot and stuff is not NFT. Huh?
But there's some. Let me go to the teams. I'm like, Decentraland is big, but I'm like, for all the normies out there, though, like, can you think of where the team is out there that might excite normies? There we go. Here's some stuff. Here's some of the history. So the team is from veterans from Epic Games, Rockstar Games, Riot, Activision, Blizzard, and more. The gaming history include Fortnite, Gears of War, Grand Theft Auto, Call of Duty, and Overwatch. So people from all of those teams coming together to work on this.
That's a good team.
Blockchain project. Right? Yeah, exactly. That's what got me interested in it early on. I'm like, oh, it looks good. And if we were to just
the CEO looks like he has a mugshot in this photo, though.
It's a good game. I like it. I just haven't had time to play it.
It seems like it.
That was a mugshot,
dude. Bro. Seriously, cat.
Get him.
Dang cats. That darn cat. Yeah, but wanted to make sure we brought that up. That's Big Time. It was, I'm pretty sure, pretty highly ranked on that list that we looked at the week from Bryson and the Stash.
How much is space?
Now it just started doing the video in the background. Let me show you guys the video in the background. Space. I forgot how much. How much is space? That's a good question, Eric. How much money have I lost in this thing?
Yeah.
Let me see.
Yes, let's check to see how much money I've lost.
I want to make sure I have it regardless. They move things around, so I'm not. Where do I go to buy space now? It used to just be right at the top. You just click that, and boom, they take you. But that was because that was like the main focus. Like, yo, come in here, buy some space, fam. Sales, maybe marketplace. It's gonna be marketplace. I forget how much. I know I paid like at least $100. Probably like $200 or $300, something like that. Game big time. There's a second game in there. We saw that. Space. And let's go low to high. So they're gonna be small spaces. I think I bought 2 different sizes. Yeah, starting at $79 for a rare small space. Epic small space, $96. So I'm like, yeah, probably lost $200 or so on this one.
At this point,
yeah, at this point.
For now.
For now. But again, my thing was like, when you buy a game like that, I'm like, okay, it's getting me a certain this and that in the game, and it's a game that hopefully I really enjoy playing. When I think about Web3 games like that, I think about how much I would play for a normal game. You know how much I paid for Madden this year? It's like $100 or something like that. It's like ridiculous. So yeah, when I'm paying that much for regular games,
did it include John Madden's ashes?
No, but it does. It is.
A ticket to his funeral.
Stop it, Zach. It's the first Madden game without him. No blasphemy. But yeah, I just figured, I'm paying that much for a traditional game. I can pay that much for a Web3 game where I have the potential to earn something off of the enjoyment of the game as well. Like I can also just be earning stuff. So I'm like, you know what? I'll do it. I'm supporting the game. I'm doing that thing. So that's why I believe in that type of ethos with this. But yeah, mentioned big time. Looks pretty cool. Everybody seems to really enjoy it. Excited about it. Just fully opening up.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Use.
Cool.
We got more topics, though. Our next fun topic is we're gonna move more so into the direction of Web3. I would call it this is like the Web3 direction. Like we've been in just specific game territory for a little bit, but now I wanna loosen the veins up. And before we jump into anything else that's even slightly related to NFTs, we're gonna hit on one of my favorite topics, which is DeFi. Yeah, I'm a DeFi.
DeFi degen.
I am a DeFi degen. Yes, sir. So yeah, this DeFi topic has been hitting the newses lately. Oops, let me keep them right there. And have you guys heard anything about Sushi Swap and the horseplay going around?
Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh no.
No.
Not the
What'd you hear about?
Sushi Swap? Yes. Horseplay? No.
Okay. Well, wait. What did you hear about Sushi Swap recently? Just this?
No. I use it.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'd like to know.
Okay. Yeah. Well, this broke crypto Twitter over the last few days. Satoshi Gang, big time. Yee getting in there this week. Tomorrow. But yeah, Sushi Swap horseplay head chef under fire and scamming allegations. So I'll break down this article to you guys. You don't have to just go through them, but I'll leave it on parts right here. Basically, Sushi Swap does operate as a DAO, and so the community voted in. And sometimes, these DAO voting things are like, people are like, oh, it's like scam because somebody else has the majority of the vote because of tokens and stuff like that, which is really a problem with early DAO situations, and however they handle the token distribution. But whatever, this new chef got voted in, and he has this history in crypto where people were saying he was part of these projects that rugged, or like ran off with the funds earlier, and I think it was like last bull run. But that's like where the allegations and stuff like that coming from. And I think there might be one other one, but still, stealing funds from crypto community in 2019 from a project called ALQO. According to the accusations, Gray introduced the wallet for ALQO called Libero and was used to steal 70% of the total supply. In 2020, he was allegedly relabeled whatever the heck into eons and moved from its own chain to Ethereum based one to cover the tracks. It doesn't end there. there were more allegations against charging listing fees for an exchange he was developing called Bitfinion that was never launched. So just hasn't been a part of the best projects. I believe it was his tweet earlier that I was reading where I'm not gonna scrap those. His tweet that I was reading where he said something about, I've been in crypto a long time. And when you've been in crypto a long time, sometimes, these things happen in different projects. You can be a part of a project that you believed in, and maybe it just wasn't the best relationship with that developer or somebody like that on the team, and they did something wrong. And that doesn't mean that you're a scammer. It means like, something happened, something bad happened at the project that you were at. That would be like saying everybody that worked at Celsius is evil. And it's like, probably not. Some of them, they don't know what's happening. They didn't know what's happening. They didn't want that outcome. But somebody else is mismanaging those funds, and so that's kind of what this guy's argument is. So that's the allegations portion of this. Now the more fun portion of this was crypto Twitter was horsing around so much. I saw this wonderful GIF. Hold up, I think it's our image. I think it's not at the bottom. There was this tweet. Somebody had like a set of sushi that was like shaped like a horse, but he's got horse allegations as well. Insinuated that Gray had been intimate with a horse.
Oh my god!
Wow.
So crypto, I don't want to spread these rumors. I'm just mentioning what's here and what crypto Twitter's been talking about. If you've been seeing people leave horse gifs or whatever the heck around, this is what it's in relation to. Because nobody's really saying it, but if you do follow crypto Twitter, there's been like a lot of horse emotes and stuff like that and things recently, and this is why. So a lot going on at Sushi. Man, it's like cut out some of these images. There were still people like some people were still that much more bullish on Sushi after this, is to be said. Yeah, that's that corner of the world today. How's blockchain got you feeling?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man. It's all good. It's just a normal day in blockchain.
Someone else gets So a company is suing PNC because their account got hacked. So it's
like
not just crypto,
or...
man. It's not just crypto.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, hacks be happening. There was a hack this week. I'm not sure if you guys saw that hack that happened this week.
$100 million was the Binance.
There was the 100 million Binance thing, but Binance rolled that back. I feel like did we talk about it last week? I don't know when that came up in the week, if that was like between shows or not. But yes, Binance did have the hack. That's not even what I'm talking about. So, there's just money going around in crypto. It's not even what I'm talking about. This is more so on the woes of Solana. Poor Solana, bro. Like, it's shut down all the time and this and that. And then this hack.
It's not getting any better for them.
Yeah, it's just not getting better. Yeah. So this hack has to do with Mango markets on Solana. So this is, I believe, it's like a perpetual market. So like doing long, short, longs and shorts and stuff like that, leverage trades. But yeah, this hacker, was it 70 million? Was it? I forget. I don't think that's the exact amount of money taken. But basically, this person almost drained the platform. And they had some type of proposal with this as well, where they're proposing. Where is it? Your government proposal on platform, Solana lending. They're basically proposing that the platform use a certain amount of their treasury funds to pay off negligent debt on the platform for them to return some funds. I don't even know what that means in the long run. I'm like, why would they want this? I did not let my brains and wrap my head around this person's scheme long enough for that. Like, is this like a problem that you had? Are you doing like a Robin Hood type thing? I don't think it's a Robin Hood thing. I don't understand. But yeah, hacks are among us. They just keep happening. Mentioned the Binance one, and then I came out of left field with this one for another 100 mil.
No big deal.
Yeah, no big. It's crypto. We got 100 mils to throw around. Yeah, moving. This is one actually more so related to the Bitfiend side of the crypto space, I feel like. And this is to do with the metaverse numbers. Metaverse platforms refute, and I tagged whatchamacallit, in this on Twitter when I saw this conversation actually break out, because I was like, oh, what are they trying to say? You know, and I jumped in on the conversation. Quote mentioned Biometa here, but basically, yeah, they were saying that the metaverses have no users, and they were using DApp Radar as a source of that information. And the thing with some of these platforms that source that information is that some of them are reading like social scores or whatever, or you don't know where they're getting their data from specifically. So they might be getting it from something that's not totally accurate to the amount of users on the platform. What this article basically found and summed up was that they were pulling some information, not even all the information, from the transactions being made on some of these metaverse platforms. And so all because people are not transacting on that metaverse platform does not mean that they weren't actually on the platform. You know, obviously I can be hanging out in Decentraland all day and not buy anything or do a transaction. I can just be chilling with people. That's kind of the point of the metaverse. So that was more so the issue here. And there were some fun numbers down here to mention. Distinction is significant as Decentraland September data shows 56,700 monthly active users, but only 1,074 or 1.89% of those users actually interacted with Decentraland smart contracts. So yeah, not everybody's spending money. Some people are just there to have a good time, and that's all right. But yeah, don't let people just tell you that. I feel like this is just a good lesson to don't let people just, oh, this that is dead, or people aren't doing anything, or NFTs are dead. It's like maybe NFTs buying is dead or slowed down or something like that. But it's not to say that the technology is dead or that the metaverse is dead.
Yeah, I got to get in Decentraland. Bitfiend says he's gonna swag me out, so I got to get up in there.
He be swagged out too. That's hope shining.
Yeah, I also gotta get on Decentraland, man, for sure. Like I'm on it. I just, you know, what's cool is I bought some NFTs and like they gave you like wearables like later on down the line as part of the utility, which is cool. But yeah.
You know,
what is the token over there? Someone remind me.
Decentraland?
Sand?
Yeah.
Oh, no, not
Mana.
Is it sand?
Mana.
It's mana.
Mana, yeah. Mana's my first bag I ever got. So yeah.
I don't think it's going anywhere. There's a bunch of different metaverses, of course, but I think it'll remain like a tried and true. If anything, become like a CryptoPunk of metaverses. But to be seen.
It's very cool.
Did go by that party that Bitfiend and them threw a few weeks ago. So did show up, did a little dance in the metaverse.
I got 27.
I'm jealous, man. I've been wanting to go to a party with Bitfiend and Decentraland for a while.
And just jump in there, bro. I don't use the default avatar. It was like, you know what? Screw it. Everybody else all shiny with their rainbows and whatever the heck, looking like unicorns and stuff.
That's what holds me back, dude. I'm like, I'm gonna look like a pleb, dog.
What can I get with 27 mana?
I'm sure you can get some nice stuff. Honestly, I'm sure there's like a market for like
probably
items.
How do I set up a hash store?
A hash store in Decentraland?
Yeah.
I'm sure there's a place. Like,
how many bricks is that? Is that
ask Biometa, bro. He probably knows. Like, oh yeah. You just go over here. This is the plot you want to be on, and that's where they do that at. Speaking of bricks and bags,
I know Bitfiend knows. He'll hook me up.
Speaking of bricks and bags, fun topic here, kind of. Crypto mixers haven't slowed down, DOJ investigations director says. So this is to do with things like the Tornado Cash sanctions and stuff like that. They're like, no crypto mixers. These are, they were like, they're used for laundering and whatnot. And the crypto community's kind of, rebuttal to things was like, sometimes we just want privacy for switching things from this or that, or we want to move to a new account. Maybe we're trying to avoid somebody like preying on us or something. You want privacy for different reasons, the same way that you can have it in normal cash transactions. What's wrong with that? But they came down on Tornado Cash, as we know. And the second point is that bad people are still going to use those things. If it's out there and it's possible, the bad people are still going to use it. And as they're finding, guess what? The bad people are still using them. Every single one of these recent hacks has still sent the money through the tornado or some other mixer. It's not. That's what bad people do. Regardless, you need to figure out, put some time and effort toward catching the bad people. Not people that just want to use a product or that would be like, yeah, don't walk underneath that bridge. Like, why can't I walk under the bridge? Well, some people are doing bad deals under the bridge. Like, okay, but it's a public bridge. I can probably walk under that. No, you can't. Like, yeah, I don't know. It's that level of just pettiness, honestly. And truly, I get it. You want to be able to catch, bad actors, but it's not helping you catch the bad actors. You're really just inconveniencing people that are trying to do the same exact things that we can already do with money. And you're just like, yeah, I want to be total, authoritarian and just take all that control. That's just not right. That's not right. In my opinion, everybody can have their own opinion, but yeah, maybe they eventually start to come to realization to the fact that they're not going to, the bad people are always going to do bad things. And normal people, sometimes we just want to live. Yeah. Any comments on this one? This is a quick topic I wanted to make sure I brought up and mention. Fun one, in my opinion, just because I feel like a lot of crypto people kind of already have these feelings. We're like, oh, why would you stop us from doing that? And then
ongoing saga.
Yeah, and then eventually they just figure out, like, oh, maybe we couldn't really stop them. Oh my goodness. Bitfiend will be joining us back. I'm not sure you noticed Bitfiend jumped out for a second, but coming back in the map, and I'll speak myself. But yeah, fun topic there, in my opinion. Roland, I wanted to make sure I did include something like this for any people that actually like Ripple. I'm not a Ripple bag holder. I've held Ripple at different times during my life. It's like a thing, like phases you go through. Different times during my life, I've held Ripple.
I still have Ripple.
You still got some Ripple?
Yeah.
I bought it for a little bit. Right after they kicked it off of all the exchanges and stuff like that, I did go and buy some. That was like one of the times in my life where I was like, well, yeah,
Ripple.
I'm gonna buy some now then. Just dip the price and stuff. It's probably gonna go, I took like a 10% ride up and I jumped out again. Just waiting for it all to end. But yeah, right. The SEC and Ripple, SEC has 2 days left to file a motion for reconsideration over Hinman documents. And so for anybody else who doesn't know, this 48-hour period or so that we're currently in is seen as a big time for crypto and for the market in general, because there's so many different things going on. We had FOMC meeting today, I believe, and they had minutes go out and stuff. CPI data being released tomorrow. There's other economic data like job reports and stuff like that being released Friday. And then we also have this SEC and Ripple case where the SEC has to do something by tomorrow. Otherwise, basically, Ripple gets to get these documents, which the SEC has been keeping from them. What are these documents? What are the Hinman documents? Scroll down here. Maybe you can read it quicker than I can summarize it. Or get a better understanding even. But they're the old, was it SEC? I don't even know if it's like a chair, but member, I will say, had these documents about Ripple, and that was when they claimed that Ethereum was a commodity, and so there at the time the SEC discussed the Ripple and other cryptocurrency was whatnot, and it's supposedly a lot of this information is in these documents. They're basically their feelings about cryptocurrency, Ethereum, and others. And the SEC obviously is not super public about all that stuff. All we know, basically from the outside, is that if you're Kim Kardashian, you must be the crypto guru of the world and have the most reach. And obviously, everybody wants to follow your investing advice because we're going to sue you. Everything's an ICO. Everything's a security. That's kind of the SEC's approach, and not just that everything's an ICO or a security, but everything is those things, and we want to regulate them out of existence, which is people's real issue with the SEC, is that they're not even approaching regulation in a way of oh, so that you can kind of still use these products and whatnot. It's like most of the time they're just trying to shut things down. Like that's not the proper way to go about things. That's why nobody likes you, Gary. If you didn't figure it out yet, it's just like too much. Like you don't use the stuff, and you're not even trying to reason. It's like a kid is trying to tell you why they like a movie or whatever the heck they like, and you're not even trying to understand them. You're just like, nah, it's just stupid. And it's like, well, you're stupid. No, I like this thing, and I'm trying to tell you why. Like, stop doing that. I want to use it. I'm going to use it regardless. You're going to strain this relationship. So that's what's happening there. Anyways, these documents are important. They have until tomorrow. I didn't hear anything about it today. So maybe they're waiting up until the very last minute to make this decision. But regardless, it's going to create some turmoil tomorrow with the CPI data coming out. So consumer price index, and then jobs reports on Friday and all this other stuff. All this combining to make a really wild Thursday in crypto. And it's not just me saying this. Go ahead and look at YouTube and like look at any influencers talking about like what are they saying right now? They're probably telling you that it's just going to get wild. And they might be using data points or this or that, but the macro of it all is these other things are lining up on top of that. And usually whenever the Fed have meetings or something like that, or CPI data is released, that's just times where the market gets volatile anyways. But all these other things adding up means, yes, some type of move is going to happen. So we'll see if we're right or wrong tomorrow. But I think it's going to be a move.
That's cool.
Yeah. Like to include those type of things. Just
That's been going on with Ripple forever, it seems like, man. It's so tainted.
They won't let them go.
I know.
They won't let them go. The funny thing is, like, I like the point where people are like, yeah, Gensler says that, doing it to help save investors. But, like, the only thing that hurt Ripple is the SEC. Ripple was doing fine on its own. Nobody was losing money or this. Like, what are you saving investors from? Like, truly, if that's your job, is
big agree.
The problem is that there were investors, especially in like Florida, that I remember specifically, that were trying to sue Ripple and trying to claim that they were a security because they basically bought Ripple during the 2018 boom, the bull run, and they bought Ripple like above $2. So they're mad, buyer's remorse.
Yeah. It'd be happening. This is a little something to help with that point we were just making a little bit though. And it says Ethereum and other risk assets setting up for a trend reversal. It says macro guru Raul Paul. And now I know it's just saying that markets going to be obviously markets are going one direction or the other because of the things we just talked about. Something's going to happen in the markets. They're going to move up 1 or 2%. Something's going to happen in some direction. They're not going to be stagnant tomorrow. That's for dang sure. And Raul Paul here is saying, who is macro crypto strategist, I guess we'll call him, macro expert and former Goldman Sachs executive, Raul Paul, and the rest of the. What else does he have to do? I forgot. But yeah, that's Raul Paul. So Goldman Sachs guy, macro hedge funds, that type of stuff. Man knows his way around money in general, can sniff it out, and he's thinking there's a reversal coming up. And so just to kind of shorten this article for folks too, the idea that this and a lot of other people are talking about is that short term, whatever happens, it makes the DXY, and we talked about DXY a few weeks ago, where if the DXY is going up, crypto and other assets, risk assets, are likely going down. But short term, where this expected that the DXY goes up tomorrow, like we have a nice little pump, or in the short term. And that sends things going down. And so if crypto goes down from where it's currently at, let me pop open Nomics. Oh my goodness, my keyboard is such a crappy keyboard. Pop open Nomics real quick. We're like at low 19,000s or something like that. Yeah, so we'd be dipping into the 8,000 to potentially 17,000 range. So very similar to the bottom that we reached in cryptocurrency, and was it like June or July of this year, around 17,600, something like that. But we'd be approaching that bottom. So that gives us, we're retesting support. And either one of two things is going to happen at that point, right? If we retest support. We're going to bounce off of support. And it's a great time to buy in and make some profit of probably like 10% or something like that. Or it's going to crash through the support, and we're going to get that actual bottom that people were, saying like, oh, 14,000 or 15,000. That's when you get that type of situation, because it's going to crash through support. And where's the next level of support? I think it's down around that 14,000 or something like that. So, and like we can look at this on a map real quick. I'm not like the best like type of don't listen to me. Go ahead and research this stuff yourself. Of course, I love to say that. But let me see like a wider range just so we can visualize that for folks a little bit. Not the best visualization. Where is I'm like it just okay, cool. So I need to expand a little bit more. This is only 1 year. So that's really what I mean by not the best visualization. I need something that shows the next support level. So in my support level, I mean like right here on the chart where I'm moving the mouse back and forth, these two bottoms, these would be like looked at as like support levels after the chart has gone up. And so when it's coming back down, you can see it bounced off of this support level. You could draw a line right through this, and people would consider that line to be the neck of what is a head and shoulders pattern. What this thing basically is, like a double top, but it ultimately is a head and shoulders pattern, and that's bearish. And so it went down. And then we see down here, you could call this like the support levels. And so again, those bottoms are called support levels. And so even when you're farther over on the chart, you're looking backward at history and seeing where the previous historical support levels were, because that's probably where price is going to return to and do some type of action around there, psychologically based. And so if we look at these ones, like look at this. Is it not amazing? The price actually stopped somewhere at the previous, like it's psychological. People do this. How you do trading. So like otherwise I wouldn't be able to point that out at any point in time. But even right here, it's like, wow, look at that. It struggled there. And so what's the next level after where we're currently at? It's down somewhere around here. And like if it crashes through that, then it goes down to around the 10,000 and we have a lot of support. But that's what people are looking at when they're not just giving out random numbers and like, oh, this is what I really just like. If they're actually considering it, this is a level of support. Like here is a level of support at 15 or so thousand. Here's another level of support at 13,000, and then down here, 10,000. Different levels of support that it could go through, and this all happens if we crash through this current level that we're at. You can expect it to go like again. Don't listen to me. It's not. I'm not financial. Not financial advisor. Not a financial advisor or anything like that. It's doing on the web, trying to learn these things. But in layman's, that's what that is. Any comments on that stuff? Feel free to tear me apart in my analysis of it. I'm just a poor degen, so I don't make that difference.
I was waiting for you to start drawing triangles.
Oh my goodness! I'm more of an indicator guy.
Remember Hagen?
All the indicators are like up there.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That's funny. Good times.
Good times.
Hagen and Bernie.
All right. I'm gonna leave out the crypto CPI showdown article that I had there because we just beat that one across the head. But I will transition us to something a little bit more lighthearted. I know we all love Axie, right? It's everybody's favorite game, especially on this panel. Not really. We've all played Axie. I don't have any hate against Axie. I don't think any of us have hate against Axie. It's not everybody's cup of tea. It's really what I'm just joking at right now. But Axie Infinity launches their first mini game, Raylights. I don't even know if it was like actually launched by Axie Infinity themselves or if it was by third-party team, because I don't think it's like necessarily by them. But anyways,
because I know they did some programmer incubators.
Yeah, exactly.
And supported.
I think that's truly what
games.
it is. I think that's truly what it is. I think it's like another entity kind of whatever. But somebody else built whatever. Axie Infinity, one of the flagship platforms of 2021 GameFi Euphoria, bets big on in-browser games. Enthusiasts can try the latest title without installing an app. Booyah. According to the official announcement shared by Axie Infinity on social media channels, Raylights is pioneering lightweight land game. It is up and running in mainnet. I really got to get in here because I am a landholder in Axie Infinity. And don't come at me talking about you spent all that money on land. I didn't. I earned my money the fair way in the decentralized casino. And then I came out and I bought some Axie land for like $200 and it shot up way more than that. So we just make more.
I bought a plot of forest and sold it for chicken scratch, man.
Yo.
I really regret that.
Remember Malevolence, Mal?
Yeah.
bought his land. He bought the introductory package, shot up to 100K.
Whoa.
Dude, yeah. The intro package for land. He ended up with some super rare piece, and he showed it to me, dude. I was like, wow. It was just that he hit a home run on that. That was like the one thing on Axie that blew my mind. Yeah.
Well, that's a home run for sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
That was also like a year ago, or that at that price. So I don't know what it is now.
Yeah, I have no idea what my land is priced at, honestly, right now. I'm like, I'm not gonna give it up again. It was a nice roll in the casino for me. I literally put the thing on auto, spun this boy with some money that I earned in the casino. You can get free money in crypto. Yeah, people be thinking I'm joking. I'm like, I use a lot of free money in crypto. Like the tax guy's like, where'd you get the money? I'm like, I just earned it in crypto. Where did it come from?
You don't understand. You don't understand.
It's like screaming at me.
All right, man. How much time do you got? All right, so there's these things called Axies, right? And you breed them.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh my goodness. Yeah.
Break it down for him. Break it
Do you
down.
have time for lunch? Because we need to go over this for lunch.
Oh my goodness. But takeaway point for everybody out there: new Axie Infinity game, free to install and play and whatnot. I guess the landowners get the true utility out of that. I'll be making some content about that during the week or next week or so, because I want to dive into that much more. So maybe we'll even have a short video segment. Maybe that'll be our first video segment thing that we do. We cover this Axie Ray Lights, but fun topic. Congratulations to the Axie team for continuing on in the bear market. It's literally, with all the hate, with the Ronin hack, all this stuff to continue on. Got nothing but respect for their team, honestly. So feel the way you feel about the gaming. And this is also, hopefully just the beginning of them having a bunch of different games to actually satisfy their user base, where people are like, oh, maybe this one game isn't that fun. Well, got a bunch of different games coming out now. So let's see where it leads. This next one. Some might find this to be a disturbing article. No, I'm just joking. Maybe, I don't know. Celebrity-backed fintech for teens. Step receives $300 million in funding. We got Charlie D'Amelio right here holding a credit card that is involved with this project and helping teens learn about finances and acquire cryptocurrency with credit cards. My only thing that I thought was like cringe about this, it's not Charlie's TikTok moves. No, it's getting teens specifically into cryptocurrency. So people that probably don't know that much about like finances at all, because especially if you're American, at least, because we don't teach anybody about anything. So you're just not hearing about this stuff. Maybe it's an opportunity for you to earn some money. Maybe you don't understand how volatile crypto is and stuff like that. And then you have them buy their first cryptocurrency, not with a debit card, but with a credit card. That just doesn't seem like I'm like, I don't know if that's the best choice. Like when you research that, people are typically like, oh, you probably don't want to buy it with a credit card anyways, even if they allow you to, because double fees. They hit you with fees on the credit card. Your bank might hit you with fees. And then you got to worry about interest on something that might deplete a whole bunch of value. And yeah, it's just like, it's not the best situation to enter crypto with when you really think about it. Like maybe yes, for sure. I'm 100%. And I know cryptocurrency as a teen with a credit card buying cryptocurrency. And I know that it's going to go up in price. Then sure, great move. But I don't know. That's my thought on this project. Any other opinions? I know that was a strong one.
Yeah, I don't know. It doesn't sound good. Sounds like a whole lot of VCs and
it's like that's
hey man, Justin Timberlake though.
Justin, Will Smith.
Yeah.
That makes me want to buy crypto. Oh my god.
Yeah, interesting.
But it would make some people buy crypto. That's the reality.
Ask Kardashian about that.
Yeah. I'm like, look, and nothing against if it's truly good, like, well-intentioned, like, oh, we just want to help with education. I don't know if they have an actual education program around it, but just the idea of like, hopefully there's a decent amount of education around this, because you're wrapping two things that tend to be very volatile into one and introducing it to teens. credit in crypto.
It's so bad. It's so bad, dude.
Shake it up like a beehive and just see what happens.
Oh my goodness, yeah. They're just like, yeah, just thinking about it. Okay, but that was, yeah, is what it is. That's happening. Wanted to bring it to everybody's attention. It's called STEP. That's the people doing that. 300 million raised again, so no small amount.
Well, that's a lot of money for sure.
We're gonna teach you kids about rug pulling.
Yeah.
Man, Eric, you are the king of transitions around here. I'll give you that much credit. Because our next topic is on-chain data suggests Do Kwon still cashing out Terra holdings. Yeah, so for those not familiar, Do Kwon is the CEO, I believe, was CEO / founder of Terra Luna, which recently collapsed. And this was another collapse that, yes, it was due to market to some degree, but also due to mismanagement and whatnot. Fun. So everything is not just like crystal clear, like, oh, it was just the market. No, it was similar to like a Celsius type of situation, but that much more money on the line. And so Do Kwon is actually wanted by Interpol and all this other stuff or whatever. Sick thing here is that the man is still profiting, and so I think Rex Satoshi said it about like one of the last week's episodes where he's like, yeah, Do Kwon is still on Twitter posting out these messages like, oh, you can't get me this and that, like, or like kind of like just like being like like, oh, I'm untouchable type of deal, and like proud of like Terra or whatever the heck, and that coupled with these other influencers and whatnot talking about Terra and Terra having these pumps and whatnot. Has been what this article is claiming is exit liquidity for Do Kwon. So it's using it as exit liquidity. Nice pump, cool, up 40%. Let me push some bags out, and just keeps doing it. And so there's a bunch of this whole article just about the on-chain data, actually tracking Do Kwon and his transactions to its wallets, and figuring that the man is still cashing out, enough money, more money than you, more money than me. It's a little sickening situation. Who know? It's the whole Do Kwon thing is wild. If there are going to be 2 crypto movies, or it'd probably be, man, how many different, like you could make like almost like a trilogy of crypto movies, but maybe there'd have to be more. I'm like, what would they be? Like maybe like a McAfee crypto movie. I might throw Do Kwon in the list now. And like Mount Gox. Like we want those like those boiler room type of crypto movies. it's all coming down in the end. And that's like these ones, in my opinion. Like, oh, it's special.
No, there will definitely be movies about this shit. For sure.
The Do Kwon one. I don't see there not being a movie about Do Kwon. I don't see.
Well, there's going to be movies about it. I mean, think about it. Think about like in 30 years when cryptos have completely dominated all of finance. They're going to make a movie about Vitalik Buterin. Shut up.
Hell yeah. They better.
I can't wait till the Hive movie comes out, man.
The Hive movie.
The Hive movie.
The Steam It to Hive fork and the fighting against Justin.
And the hacks.
The world came together against one man.
Thing is,
like
nobody except for like 100 people knows the whole story. Like
I know, it's crazy.
So many layers to what happened.
If they make a movie about that, I would really hope it's done with like puppetry in a Team America type of way.
I
don't even know the whole story. I just know that I probably don't know the whole story, but I know that what he did with witnesses.
CZ got faked out by Justin Sun. Justin Sun fucking lied to CZ about it, and some white hacker like hacked into the account and like sent it to like an exchange, and like basically left it up to the exchange to make the right decision, and they didn't. They gave it to Justin Sun or something like that. It was so much. It was wild, bro. Super
Movies
wild.
will be made. Since Eric, since the topic was more so on Hive, Eric kind of, you guys can't notice, determines where I'm going next with these articles. Kidding. This is DApp Radar, which we earlier spoke about in the night, as far as feeding people misinformation about how regularly used the metaverse platforms are.
Hold on though, let me interrupt. I missed that segment because the cat turned my computer off. So can you summarize what you talked about? Because it's funny. The community of Decentraland was like taking pictures of like events with like 50 plus people. And,
Yeah,
like,
all the people happening. It's not 30.
all 38 of us hanging out in Decentraland.
Yeah, I had to tag Biometa during that, like immediately, because I was like, I just went to a party and there was, I'm pretty sure, more than 30 people there.
Yeah,
and like
exactly.
I saw other people running around, so like I don't know, like maybe it was just a big day. But yeah, the short and sweet of that article was that this discussion broke out on crypto Twitter, where people were like, there's only like 30 people active in the metaverse or whatever a day. And a lot of that information came from DApp Radar and the way that they do the information or that engagement or activity, which was being done by transactions on the blockchains. And so I think, that's the short and sweet of it, just by transactions. And so within, what do we get for the final month? In a month, it was saying Decentraland has somewhere around 56,000 or 56,000 plus active users, and that there was about 1,000 or so transactions. But obviously a lot more than the numbers, and that's just one. Like these initial tweets were saying the entirety of the metaverse is only have like 30, like in this, and it's like, bro, like, you just don't know what you're talking about. You don't know what you're talking about. This is one project, and it's already pooping on your numbers. So.
I see gambling slowly trickling up.
I honestly think that I think that's like a weird move from DApp Radar, or maybe somebody else got that info from DApp Radar. Is what I'm thinking happened, and it could be.
DApp Radar didn't come out and say
it turned into like bullshit, but I think it was done on purpose to try to hurt Decentraland and, I don't know, make Facebook's meta look better, or just somebody just trying to hurt the metaverse overall by spreading misinformation. And that's really what it's all about, because the media,
I'm pretty sure it was a Bitcoiner,
loves to lie.
I'm pretty sure it was a Bitcoiner. Just like a Bitcoin maximalist, like fudding, like, oh, ETH bad, oh, wasting money on anything other than Bitcoin, but like that type of mentality type thing, which we've also talked about, where it's like, bro, like, stop fudding other projects and stuff like that. You don't understand everything. I recently had to do a Twitter thread on how it doesn't cost 32 Ethereum to run a full Ethereum node, because that's the only information the Bitcoiners will share, is that, it costs 32 Ethereum to run a full node and secure the network. And it's like, that's not true. It actually costs 0 Ethereum to run a full node, and you can use like your laptop to do it and secure the network. Like, no, you're not gonna. You need 32 to get the rewards coming off of that if you want a portion of that. But to just help secure the network, you can do the same way that you can do it with Bitcoin. And guess what? It's gonna use up a lot less resources. So like, stop, because you a bunch of Bitcoiners out there securing the network and never getting rewards too. We have some interesting data on screen. Hopefully that answers your question. Your question with that though, Bitfiend.
Yeah, absolutely.
Cool. Eric mentioned we saw gambling working its way up here. This is just in terms of unique outlets, so activity happening on the blockchain. You can see games are the biggest thing on the blockchain in terms of that activity and use of
blockchain gaming, baby.
Then DeFi, gambling exchanges, social collectibles, marketplaces, and then high risk. Those are like ROI dApps, or for people, somebody's out there like, what? What's an ROI dApp? It's Ponzi-nomics, baby. Things of that sort. Or if not Ponzi-nomics, something where maybe you're relying on, it's almost like a business model that people like try to set up a shop, and maybe they're using their own DeFi strategies or something like that within a dApp. And these plays are typically considered more high risk, and that's what you're talking about in that category. For anybody who really want to know. This other portion down here is, go ahead.
I was saying, so is there, I'm just wondering, because been diving into the Web3 music side of things. So is that not even like registering on the.
Oh,
on
I'd
the
like to
data?
know where music is too. That's cool.
Yeah, I don't think it's
That'd be cool.
there's a few more of these, but I don't think it touches on any of them. So I
Interesting.
don't think any of them are done, or maybe they include them in social. But
maybe.
we can check out. I'm gonna go through the rest of this page and we can check out like maybe one more of the rankings things and see if anything music comes up there. But even since that might just be like that platform getting used and versus the entirety of everything, it's still not registering as its own category.
That's
so I'm
true.
gonna just pull up those numbers.
Yeah.
But it's still early for music, so
Exactly. Yeah.
It would be
through
nice
this
to get some like stats on that.
See. We got, what does it say? Unique active lists in by protocol, and this is one that I figured might make Eric a little happy. This thing was different the other day. It's like changing day by day a little bit. But we got Binance Smart Chain, Wax, Thundercore. I don't know what Thundercore is. I'm gonna have to look that up. Matic, Solana, and Hive, just outside of the top protocols by users. Hive out there playing with the big boys.
Interesting.
Yeah,
well,
Hive
they
is
just
ahead of Ethereum.
They just had a hard fork. So they have a 3-second irreversible block time now, and they changed some JSON files to make it like 7 times easier. 7 times easier, or 7 times less intensive in the coding, which, and then there's some changes to the resource credits, and now you can delegate resource credits. So you can delegate resource credits to a platform to help them create new accounts, new
That's
account
huge.
tokens and stuff. Yeah. Resource delegation's huge.
And I want to point this out because Eric's a big fan of Hive, and we can see Hive up here with this unique user wallets, activity wallets per protocol. And I wanted to point that out specifically because these names that we see on the top.
Wow! Yeah, look how. Wow.
Number one, they're cheap. So these are cheaper ones, and Binance Smart Chain is probably one of the more expensive ones up here. Like I don't really use Solana, but it's supposed to be really cheap. Matic, dumb cheap. You can find faucets to just give you enough Matic to do transactions for forever. Don't know Thundercore, but probably cheap. Wax, pretty much free / cheap. And then you got Binance Smart Chain. Things cost about 20 cents. And Hive, again, really cheap. So it's cheap. These cheap ones have tons of users on them. And if we were to keep scrolling down, I'm not sure if they're going to have it on this page, but if we were looking at something like DeFi Llama and they were talking about TVL, the volume is on Ethereum. So a lot of money on Ethereum, billions of dollars, a lot of money on Avalanche, Arbitrum, Tron, these other blockchains, Binance Smart Chain have more money on them, but still Hive out here competing. And that's because the volume of people, wallets,
and look
individuals.
at Solana dropping though. Look at it dropping.
Yeah.
Just in time for Hive to.
I mean, how many problems do they need to have? I feel like if you were like, I feel for Solana people that are like really big on Solana. That's like their only thing. Cause I'm like, it's. I'm just gonna. I'm scrolling by that. Scrolling by that. Transactions, games, seeing the transactions. No surprise there.
That's insane.
We got DeFi and market.
That is insane, dude.
I can't
Like
I've
seeing
been,
it like
I've been-
that.
dude.
I've been literally saying for at least since
look at the
2018
difference.
that blockchain gaming is the future of gaming, and I have more than one friend telling me that that's a load of crap. And these numbers don't lie.
Yeah,
if
no.
blockchain gaming is literally leading the blockchain industry right now,
It's above DeFi. You got DeFi.
I thought DeFi would have been on top. To be honest, I thought because DeFi
by
is
a
huge.
lot.
But you have to think
By
about how
19
DeFi
million.
is the infrastructure of these games, and the games dominate every time.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, gonna have more transactions in those
I
games and
fucking
stuff
love
than
seeing
DeFi.
it. I'm so excited, Eric. Look at these numbers.
I see that.
What are we buying next?
Twin gats.
Oh,
Look at
good.
these numbers, bro.
It does get me excited for more gaming projects though, because I kind of lost my
happy.
excitement, and now it's
Transaction-
starting to come back.
Scroll down just a little bit.
Oh, yeah, just a little bit for you. Yeah, here we got transactions per protocol.
There we go.
Wax.
There we go.
Yeah,
Wax.
Really?
Yeah, look, the Dan family right here.
I can't believe. Look at
Wax,
Hive.
Solana,
dude. Oh my
Hive.
God.
Binance
But
Smart
look at
Chain
Wax
Thundercore.
though. How is Wax way up there? That's it. I've completely underrated Wax.
Wow,
I
wax.
think it's just because like you
Sure.
only need so much wax. Like if you have like 3-5 wax, which at this point is like what, like 30 cents, 40 cents, you're like good. You can do a transaction like in wax, like a few transactions like every day, not gonna cost you anything. And I'm like, that's pretty huge. That's pretty huge for like spending, like, again, every transaction on Binance Smart Chain is gonna cost about that much money. And you're good to go on wax now because you spent that much. That's kind of crazy. Like, so I think that's why they're doing so well. And Hive is kind of self-explanatory. It's like the get started free place of the internet and blockchain. Get started for free. If you ain't done it yet, I don't know what you're doing.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Hive is the business for sure. I actually tried to get a friend to sign up to Hive the other day. I've been trying to get him to sign up for months. He goes to sign up finally yesterday or a day or two ago. And he got a message saying, sorry, we have run out of new account creation tickets.
Oh, I gotta wait.
It was fine 3 months ago.
Dang.
It's like you got to get your Hive account while you still can. Don't sleep on it.
I mean, part of that
resource
might be,
credits are going to become more expensive, I think.
Oh yeah.
Over
Eric
time,
hooked me up
the
with,
way it
with
works.
2 of my Hive accounts.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, delegating resource credits is a whole business on its own. Like my mind's
Yeah.
rolling right now. Like, what am I gonna
yeah.
do with mine, baby? I'm about to go start posting again right now. Like, yeah,
Listen,
I'm excited.
listen.
I got to start posting again too.
Yeah.
Actually,
I have a Hive project
where's
and
Vin
a
at?
developer. So we can talk about that too,
is that what you and me talked about, Eric, a long time ago?
No, that's still on the back burner.
That's still something else. Okay.
Yeah,
Now
I'm really
now
excited
I'm
about that one
curious.
too. Still,
Yeah, I want to point out with these transactions as well per protocol that while we're giving Hive and stuff like that a pat on the back, that much more reason to give them a pat on the back, because when you look at, and again, this is transactions per protocol, so what's possible when people are talking about, oh, it's closer to Visa because of this or that, these ones are living that. They've been living that for a while now. Like that's dominant. And this is also like wax is for games. That's why Money Match Gaming uses wax for games in like our NFTs. We're like, as long as they get on there, they're gonna be good to go. We can go a bit of wax and they don't got to worry about anything ever again. But over here, like this is how far ahead all these blockchains are. Wow. Ethereum, all the way over here in the right, covered up.
Man, look at ETH, and I thought ETH would be on. Whoa, dude!
ETH all the way over here.
Oh my! I didn't even look further to the right. I wasn't paying attention.
Well, I didn't even get
Matic.
Yo, look at Steam way down there.
Hey.
Yo, name me a fork that outperformed its original chain. Name it.
That's historic. I'll name it right now. Hive.
No.
The only one.
The only one. That is huge.
Yeah.
You just brought up a huge point, Eric. Like huge. That's massive. A fork that outperformed the original. Yeah, that's a first. I don't know any other one that outperformed.
Coin.
I had to say Ethereum, but technically,
well,
and Ethereum, and technically, Bitcoin.
Okay, you're right. Okay, technically, Ethereum was the first one, but Hive was second. All right.
But yes, Hive. But Hive is in a league of its own.
You almost have to ignore Ethereum, though, because it's Ethereum.
No, this definitely. I don't want to take anything away from Hive here, because like this is definitely putting Hive like in a. If you weren't aware of these type of things and like how decentralized some of these were, like these ones like Hive way more decentralized than a Binance Smart Chain. Even though applaud Binance Smart Chain for shaking off that hack or exploit situation recently, rolling the chain back and doing what they needed to do. Which is honestly, most people were shocked by that stuff. I'm like, this is why I've been using Binance. I knew they were more centralized. And like, look, I still leave some money on Coinbase because like, while I have my own keys and my crypto on my, my keys, my coins, I do still have some in a centralized entity too. Cause I'm like, well, something bad happened over here. They probably, have some type of insurance BS or something like that. They're not even, or you can go after them in some sense. And like, that's just like some safety ball there. Like, yeah, well, if rent comes to rent, then there's some over there. So I got it in different places. But yeah, these ones are that much more decentralized. Solana, throw this out of the ball game. It's just cheap and VC backed. But yeah, props to these projects doing that. And again, I got to do more research on Thundercore because I can't give them any headway today just because I don't know what the heck they are. We can do it really quick before I go down to the last one, Thundercore, just to know. And I think I left the D out. There you go. To know what is
Can't
Thundercore.
leave out the D.
Yeah, I'd like to know more about Thundercore. What is that?
Right? Powerful blockchain and thriving ecosystem empowering visionary developers to push the limits of what's possible in mobile experiences.
Nice.
So, mobile
Interesting.
experiences
That's,
without reading any more. And that's as far as we're going to get
important.
today. But we're going to save it for another time. I want to keep going down this DApp radar because we're on this. The next thing up was volume. And so in terms of volume, though, so we saw, in terms of individual numbers, gaming leading the way.
Mhm.
And then we saw DeFi coming. But in terms of volume, DeFi is up there.
But you want the finance to be leading gaming. That's you know what I mean. That's the sign of a healthy ecosystem, in my opinion.
I think things are working out the way they're supposed to. And then volume per protocol. Again, all the money, if you didn't know, is on Ethereum. There's some $1 billion on Ethereum. Like, it's a lot of money on Ethereum, guys. Even though these other roll-up layers and stuff like that are coming out and we have these other options, the majority of money in cryptocurrency is like, let's just look at this. Let's go over here real quick. Stop, please. Smurf, stop saying it. Give them the DeFi llama. That's where you go to get a lot of this information. There's other websites out there, but this is where everybody likes to go. Total value locked right now, $53 billion.
Damn, that's a lot of money.
$53 billion. And we scroll down here, you can see some of these top protocols. So Maker DAO.
On top.
Protocol,
that's
7
big.
billion. 7 billion.
Holy
Lido,
fuck
a lot of
balls.
staked
Holy
Ethereum.
shit.
Lido.
I was looking at Maker when it was below $400. Like, damn, I need to buy some of this. And then it just skyrocketed.
What's it at now?
I don't know what it's at now. Now that I think about it.
Every game launches on that. So it's
gotta
like,
be kind of low.
sense, right?
It's got to be
Everything
under
launches on
1,000 now.
that. Yeah.
Everything
going to
launches
these-
off of Maker?
Well, a lot of games do, yeah.
Really? That's awesome.
Want to mention a few other these other ones in the top 10 for anybody who's not really familiar with some of these other ones, because Maker, I feel like it's been around for a while. Again, Lido is up here because of their Ethereum staking, and they were acquiring a lot of Ethereum pre-merge for staking. You could stake Ethereum before merge and get some rewards there. Curve
was staking.
Curve is a DEX, which allows for whatchamacallit, stablecoin swaps. So it's low slippage stablecoins, and this is like the Curve. And Curve has a whole thing around it called the Curve Wars, which was really big over this summer, like this spring/summer, with their whole bribe system and all this other stuff. Basically, if you lock their CRV token, then you get that much more like boosted APR rewards and CRV and stuff like that, and you can choose to delegate it to certain projects and stuff like that. So certain people bring their liquidity over. Yeah, it's a whole voting game and stuff like that. That's known as the Curve Wars. That was really I don't know, cringe way of saying it or something. I don't know, but that's what it is. Like, hopefully you can understand what I meant by saying that. Aave, a borrowing and lending marketplace. So if you have a single asset cryptocurrency, you can deposit it in a borrowing and lending marketplace like Aave. And you can earn some money just from depositing it, and you'll be earning similar, like to what people earn from like bonds or more, or maybe 2 times more, maybe 3 times more, by just depending on that or depositing that single side asset, or you can short or long that asset, depending on how you approach your lending, by taking out a loan in either stable coins or that same asset. And so in that way, you can either short or long the asset. So that's what people do with things like Aave. It like allows DeFi to actually do shorts and longs and stuff like that, borrow money. And when you borrow, this is another fun tip. When you borrow cryptocurrency, so like this is like a tax saving thing, actually. Say you hadn't spent a whole bunch of money in cryptocurrency, you could put a bunch of money in this, and then you could borrow against it. So like if I put $10,000 in Aave, and then I forget how much they let you borrow. Like maybe it's like, I don't think it's 90%. I think it's like 70% or something like that. But they let me borrow $7,000 then. That $7,000 that I borrowed is tax exempt because it's borrowed money. No taxes on it. You can still spend that. But that's how you can be clever about things in cryptocurrency. You do this in traditional finance.
Good to know.
Yeah, you do this in traditional finance, so you can do this in cryptocurrency as well, and you're good to go. And so like you can play that right year over year, like, play that in a smart way from one year to the next year or whatever have you. And again, I'm just a lowly Degen on the internet learning these things, but go ahead and look up how that works, and then you're gonna find the exact same answers. Uniswap, another DEX, but more so than just Curve with the stable coins. And by stable coins, I mean like USDC for USDT, DAI for USDT. They have their own triple stable coin called 3CRV, which is DAI, USDT, and USDC all staked together. And then you can also trade things like BTC for RIN BTC or whatever the heck. And of course, it's wrapped Bitcoin because it's on Ethereum. JustLend is like Aave on Tron. PancakeSwap is like Uniswap on Binance Smart Chain. Compound, what would I compare Compound to? This is kind of like what started the whole farming thing in cryptocurrency and stuff like that.
I'm pretty sure it's a lot like Maker, isn't it?
Yeah,
Well,
that's what I was
no.
gonna say. I'm like,
Yeah.
I feel like that's right though.
It is a lot like Maker, but it doesn't have a stable coin behind it, does it? I don't think it does.
Yeah, because Makers is a DAI.
Yeah.
This is the DAI situation, and for
Right.
that is why DAI is so popular, guys. But yeah, I forget the exact. There's some type of relationship going on here, though. Not looking into that too much. I always forget about that. But yeah, they're to do with when you think of farming and stuff like that. Think of like Compound as like the grandfather of doing that stuff. And then Balancer, you put a bunch of stable coins together and earn a little yield on those. It's a DEX for doing that. So getting tons of liquidity together. But that was a long roundabout explanation of all those wonderful things. But if you had any questions about those, I think that would have probably been a good answer for a rundown of like the top 10.
The DeFi lending protocol.
Yeah. Oh, Compound.
Yeah.
That's what I said. Yeah.
Oh,
So yeah, so similar to an
So
Aave.
it's a lot like Maker, but like I remember I had Compound originally, and there was like a rug pull involved, and like Coinbase fucking brushed it under the rug because they were listing Compound at the time that it happened. I'm pretty sure Coinbase covered all the losses just to save face.
Remember, I got my first Compound from Coinbase for free.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, me too.
Yeah. It was was not mad about that. I want to keep it rolling because we're almost at the end here. We got another article that I want to touch on. This is similar to, since we just touched on some DeFi stuff. Again, I love DeFi. I think finance and things like that. Utilizing your assets to earn more for you passively, as passive as you want it to be most of the time, depending on how you set it up. And while we're speaking about passive, this is a great transition into passive because this article here is just talking about some features. And I'm not even going to dive into all the features of them really, but it's talking about yield aggregators. And so that's really the topic that I want to mention for anybody out there who's like maybe heard of DeFi and stuff like that. And you're like, but then I got to push the claim button and the gas fees and whatever the heck, and blah, 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 blah. Well, there's this thing out there called yield aggregators. And these are examples of yield aggregators. Badger, was this Yearn, Beefy,
I like Beefy.
Farm. I think it's just called Farm, right? And then I don't know what this H1 is, honestly. But yeah, I'm probably Beefy's probably the nicest interface.
None of them are safe. None of them are technically safe because these high return things, like they could offer like 800,000% APY, but your $20 will still turn into 40 cents.
See, and like that's just to say that like they'll list different projects that, and I feel like Beefy tries to be more safe, but they've also messed up a whole bunch. But yeah, they'll list different projects where it might say some type of insane return on it. And the reason why the return is so insane is not just because the project is offering like, if it said like 2,000 APR on the website for the project. Well, what these things are doing as yield aggregators is they're taking those returns that you get on a daily basis or every few hours, actually, I believe in the case of these aggregators or less, and they're claiming those rewards and they're splitting it back into your LPs for you. So if you were using Bitcoin and USDT to farm with on Binance Smart Chain, they would take the rewards every so often, split it into those two tokens, pair it back for you, and then you're earning with that much more of those tokens. And so that's what yield aggregate. They automate the process for you. It's auto compounding for you basically, and that's how you get those really high numbers that Bitfiend's talking about. But if the project's not safe or has some type of issue or whatever the heck, as you're saying, like it can still be, that $20 can still go whatever the heck. So oftentimes the safest thing to do with these yield aggregators is just find safe plays. Like I was saying with like a Bitcoin and USDT, or 2 stable coins that are earning like, and often it doesn't look as attractive to the other things on these platforms, like 700% or 2,000%, or sometimes they'll say like millions of percent, honestly. But and it's not to say those ones don't make profit in the short run, maybe. Like, if you're actually paying attention, you can probably make some profit. But the safer play is to just find a stable coin platform. This is a safe platform they're yield aggregating from. It does stable coins, or it does Bitcoin or Ethereum or something like that. I'm going to put mine in this platform that like has been around for a long time, because they'll have platforms from this DeFi llama list. Like some of those will be over on like a beefy or something like that, and they're just taking the rewards from that and compounding it for you automatically. So that's why I wanted to bring that up, really. Not to go into the differences between them all. I feel like that's like a whole nother topic. But just for people that are like, even in a bear market, I use things like this. I do a lot of my stuff, manually. But I do have some stuff like on farm, like my CRO stuff is just in farm, rotating some Bitcoin earnings. I'm like, screw it. I'm not going to deal with it. I don't care what happens to the CRO price. You're auto compounding for me. You've been doing so for like 6 months, and I haven't looked at you. I barely ever look at you. But you just set up the rewards like that, and you could do again, like you do the same thing with just Bitcoin or Ethereum or stable coins from a reputable project, and just not really have to worry about it and be compounding them boys.
Yeah, assuming that you pick a safe project and you add to the LP at a dip, where it's finally going to start to rise or at least go sideways. At that point, you don't really have to manage it, because they pretty much manage it for you. So that's what yield aggregators are best for. If you don't want to have to manage your own LP, like say through Uniswap, then you can go to the yield aggregator and they kind of manage it for you. But there's still risk of impermanent loss, because they have to manage it just as well. They have to perform. And if you bought at the wrong time, clearly you're still going to get impermanent loss, but it's more what's it called? I guess stress-free if the aggregator is doing it versus you managing your own LP.
It just makes it a lot more passive in that sense, right?
Yeah.
And then like again, that's why I mentioned like the stablecoin ones, because if you can find a stablecoin one that's like looked like, I remember back in the day seeing the stablecoins like 100, 200% APY or something like that, and I was like, I'm hitting this million boy.
Right.
On some Degen token, and like I made I'm the type to like take some profit and get out. So I did okay. But the better play would have just been like you're gonna get 200% on stable coins, bro. Take the stable coin. Take this, like there's no impermanent loss there. It's stable. You're just making 200%. Right. There's like a lot less risk. You're just making really nice money. So,
yeah, I made the mistake of I go after the coins, because I look at how many coins I'm gonna get versus their value, and it seems better at the time. But obviously, doing a stable coin is a safer bet for sure.
Yeah, and it depends on how active you want to be in things, right? So like if you're gonna be on top of it, I treat it like trades when I'm doing that type of yield farming. Like it's the same as a trade to me. Like I'm in a trade basically, and I'm trying to maximize that trade. I just see it as like being leveraged up in that trade. If I'm using the native tokens, otherwise, like again, I say I use my same Ethereum and USDC pair from farm to farm to farm. I don't care if the market's going up or down. I don't care about the impermanent loss with this pair. It just stays there and it earns me money wherever I place it.
It's nice.
A strategy to take. Yeah. It's been nice. It's been really nice. It's made me more than one Ethereum, and I just like kept it together. So yeah, you can just move it around. That's a very popular pair to use wherever you are. There's chances are they're going to have that. Wrapping up our last few topics. This is another SEC bound boy. SEC investigates Bored Ape creator Yuga Labs over unregistered offerings. Yeah, go SEC. This is why we love you. Why wouldn't you be messing with? I don't know. There's just more. There's like I feel like there's more important things they can do other than try to like basically what they're trying like they want to sue different projects. I don't know. There's just actual important maybe legislation. Like maybe you could come up with some regulation. That's one thing. You could come up with an actual regulation. Maybe you could figure out the regulation before you have to like all the investigating and try and suing this and that person, and you haven't even come up with like your regulation. You haven't figured it out
They
yet.
don't know what
But
the hell they're doing. The thing
it's
is,
like, bro, that's so horrible.
they're just basically legally stealing money from people and time while they work out the kinks, because at the end of the day the SEC is going to fully adopt cryptos and blockchain technology. They're going to do it. They're already working with it. They're going to do it. If if I'm sitting here swiping my Coinbase card and spending USDC, and you have Square doing what they're doing, you have all these institutions doing what they're doing with crypto, how much money is that really adding to the GDP on the blockchain? And eventually, man, the whole blockchain is going to just swallow the GDP entirely. Like it's going to come, we're going to get to a point where it's going to be like you go to join a business or a company or a project or a friend or something, and they're running on traditional banking system, and you're like, dude, you haven't switched to blockchain yet? What are you doing?
What is this? It's so old. Dinosaur.
Yep, exactly.
What is this, Blockbuster? No, okay. That's my last
That's good.
code.
Bank of America is going to be the blockbuster.
But last
next
order ever story
blockbuster.
for real. Well, actually, they were getting a little they were getting a little friendly with blockchain last that I wrote about them. I read about them actually. I don't think I
Yeah,
included
that
it.
I actually made I remember making a post about it, because I'm pretty sure this was in 2021. There was an article in January or February, so early 2021, that I read about Bank of America just bashing cryptos hard, like no way. And then literally 3 or 4 or 5 months later, that's when I read the article about Bank of America starting to look into blockchain, and
Yeah.
the CEO said it might be good after all, or some
That was
weird
it. That was
shit
it.
like
The
that.
CEO recently came out and said that blockchain looks like actually cryptocurrency and blockchain might just be the future of finance. And I'm like, fool! Like, what do you mean? Like, oh, you needed to see you. Okay, so after
The way I see it,
Swiss
when
banking system did their experiment and all this other stuff, and this Melanie Bank, accepted, and everything else falls into place, then you're like, actually, I want to be a first mover too.
well, what I see is like Bank of America saying no, and this was during the bull run, and then Bitcoin dipped, before it went up again on that second leg, and that's when they said, it might be good. So I just think that the Bank of America was in cahoots with like influencers to try and cause one more crash so that they can get in before it's too late. So I can almost guarantee you, like JP Morgan and certain institutions called them up when they read that article, and they're like, yo, you guys fucked up. You need to get on this.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh shit, really? You guys didn't tell me. We're Bank of America. You didn't tell us. Come on. Now we got to crash it one more time. Let us get into the dip. And they're like, all right, we'll do it one more time for you, Bank of America. One
For
more
anybody who's
time.
struggling to follow this, you have to imagine the different banks as individual characters.
Yeah,
so that's why you're struggling with the concept. Look at this. Just to read this title off, it's pretty self-explanatory. OpenSea launches support for Avalanche. So for those that don't know, Avalanche is its own layer 1 blockchain. It splits into a whole bunch of other subnet blockchains. I think Avalanche could become the future of gaming blockchains in some or a future a potential big player in gaming blockchains. And again, it's because of this ability to do all these different subnet blockchains off of the Avalanche blockchain. So imagine, we're talking about this Dr. Disrespect game. Imagine Dead Drop Coin comes out, right? And now they have Dead Drop Coin. And with Avalanche, you could just take Dead Drop Coin, create a subnet for it, and now you use Dead Drop Coin for gas on this subnet. And it doesn't need Avalanche. It doesn't need Avalanche token. It just used the Dead Drop Coin. So that's like the ability behind Avalanche. The main chain helps is the security layer, like Ethereum and its main layer, and then it has built into it the ability to make all these layer 2s of whatever, these subnet chains. And so that's why I'm like, oh, Avalanche is kind of underlooked in terms of that technology and what it can do. I can see even if everybody doesn't gravitate toward it, enough projects can totally utilize it in some type of cool way. All it takes is a little creativity, and you got your own coin in its own blockchain. It's pretty dope.
Cool.
And what's the game that was using Krabata? Krabata is a game that did that also. So they made their own like swim test net or something like that. I think it's called like swimmer, something like that. And then also whatchamacallit, Disgrace Project, Crystal Veil, DeFi Kingdoms. Because DeFi Kingdoms just have not been having a nice last few months after the Crystal Veil launch, or with Harmony in the Harmony situation. A little hacky sack. One of our last things of the day, into tomorrow, again, big stuff tomorrow. But ARK Invest CEO Cathie Wood, similar to the United Nations, urges Fed, aka the United States Federal Reserve, that's the name of our central bank, 9 different things, don't forget that, Fed to stop raising interest rates. An open letter. Cathie Wood of ARK Invest is one of America's premier investors. She invests in technology and usually calls things correctly, not on a 6-month time basis, not on a 1-year time basis often, but over the course of like 5 years to a decade, it's been pretty hard to say Cathie is wrong with things. So is she stepping out of her game a little bit here? I don't know, because you're a long time span person, Cathie. Maybe this is more of a short thing. I don't know. But as a prominent investor, macro type person, Cathie's also saying, similar to how the United Nations was saying earlier this week, Fed, pump off the brakes a little bit, chill out with the interest rate. We're going to cause a recession like no other. And people aren't just worried about a United States recession, that we're worried about a global recession. And there's other big wigs saying this stuff too, like Jamie Dimon, I think, said this recently. Ray Dalio also said this recently. These are some of America's richest and most influential investors. Some fun names there if you want to just go ahead and if I said any names you don't know, write those down. Ray Dalio, Jamie Dimon.
Yeah, those people are like barometers for the market.
NFTs,
It's like,
huh?
yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
we're definitely getting big on music NFTs.
See, weird transition. I'll excuse myself, but yeah, a little fun in music NFTs, and this is actually an article shared to us by Quiet Man in the Room, Sean Porter. Sean, can you tell us a little bit about this article?
Sure. Well, Billboard's been dropping their own kind of, they're dipping their toes into Web3 music, and are also just keeping, adding it to their charts, which is pretty cool because Billboard, I grew up with them doing magazines. I believe they had a magazine back in the day. And so it's cool to see them, one of those retro brands coming back and doing their thing. And I really love what they're breaking down here. I actually noticed it because I think I was just doing research, trying to find something that I've been paying attention to in the market. And this is more what I've been looking into is the music side of things, because I definitely feel something cooking up. And NFT Seattle had a lot of NFT music. The day 2 was like live music and stuff like that. So that was really cool. And, started minting my first stuff. My first, creative stuff that was my own that I minted NFTs was just recently in music. So that was kind of cool. And as I started reading, I just noticed that, I don't know, if they're super unique utility, but like the San Origin one was super interesting, because I think this is the one that you can lock in your NFT. That stops right there. So by doing locking it in, you get to special access, but you can't sell it at that point. And then as soon as you sell it, I guess you probably lose access. So it's kind of serves as a key in that form. So that's kind of cool. And I this one sold out quick, and the floor is pretty high, but or the secondary market is pumping pretty good, it looks like. So yeah,
it says free mint here,
and it was a free mint.
It was a free mint.
I was like, whoa. See, this is what we're talking about, getting that free money on blockchain. Free mint.
And Web3 music, man, that's where it's at right now, man. There's a whole bunch of these right now. This one's not even on there, but I recently heard one of the producers on a track for some big hip hop artist. I don't think it was Snoop, but someone is selling their rights through the NFT drop, and then you got a share in the actual future streaming income that track got. So like things like that, you know, which might end up being securities, we don't know, but you know, yeah, it was very cool.
Yeah, things like that people gotta be careful with. And again, like the whole securities thing, so I'm like, if we could just have like a little bit more regulation around that, it wouldn't really be an issue. I don't think projects have an issue with these type of things. You know, people just want to make, you know, people want to be compliant. Like as much as there's tons of the Web3 and blockchain space that is like, nah, hands off. There's also other sectors that just want to be compliant, and like, and those are more consumer facing of certain degrees. That, yeah, just want to be compliant, but like with the lack of regulation, it just makes it really difficult. So tis what tis. On this topic of free mints, I wanted to include one thing. Here it is. We skipped over earlier. Ugh. This thing here, which I'm not sure if anybody is able to see this week. This is Zen Protocol. Has anybody seen anything about Zen this week? XEN?
Nope.
Nope. No talk of Zen. You guys, nobody?
No.
Oh man. Okay. Well, this is another new crypto project. This was created by Jack Levin. This is just information that I learned. Don't be afraid. Like, you know, I've been hearing about it for like 2-3 weeks or something like that, but I just learned a lot of this stuff about it. So it was created by Jack Levin, who is an early Google employee, like top, like early first 10, like, or 12 or something like that, Google employees. So been at Google a long time, developer, whatnot. He made this crypto project as something to help onboard people into cryptocurrency. And so it is a free mint project. The idea behind this thing is like it has a staking element to it too. So to help teach people some of the components of DeFi as far as like staking. So like that's like a hex type of component. I know you guys like the rack me for hex, but really it's wrecked. But so you can stake, you can get like 20%. I believe it is APR per year on your stake tokens. But again, the thing is here that the tokens are free to mint. And you can mint, I believe it was per account, something like 100 days. So different days that you can mint. And over time, each day, and it's like not by each individual, but it's like over time, you mint less and less and less. So by the end of like an 8-year period, you're going to be minting like a very small amount of these tokens, Zen tokens, for connecting your wallet to Ethereum and minting. So in that sense, and with the network becoming more and more congested over time and stuff like that, it should bring some type of value to the token itself in just that capacity. But generally speaking, it's to help onboarding so that people can understand and actually get involved in blockchain. Okay, now I got some free tokens. Oh, how, you know, I want to sell the free tokens, right? How do I sell these free tokens that I got? Maybe, you know, and teaches them how to sell them, or how do I stake these free tokens that I got? Teaches them how to stake them. And then the other part of this whole thing was how it impacted. We've been going to this site a lot recently, ultrasound.money, but how did the Ethereum blockchain. So for anybody who is like really paying attention to stuff like this Sound Money website, you may have noticed that since Zen launched, this was I tweeted this out on like Saturday or something like that, or like Sunday, like, I wonder if this is due to Zen. And I was actually correct. I was correct. So yeah, Ethereum on the day that Zen launched, this is right when Zen launched, and Ethereum went deflationary. And so this is an example of what happens on Ethereum after the merge when there's an uptick in activity on the network. So now this is around like,
God, that's fucking, oh my God.
Gas prices got to around $40 or so, and it went way to this. So this is why Ethereum gas prices were up recently. It was around $40 or so gas prices. I think it maxed, or it might have been that much higher, but that was what I was hearing people say. And it took a bunch of Ethereum off the books. So what does it say at the top here? We were around like 13,000, 14,000. We were with or so.
That's
Ethereum
incredible.
Since the merge, and it got rid of about 7,000. So it cut it like in half. That's pretty dang deflationary, guys. And the proof is in the pudding. I was like, I saw that and I was like, oh, I think it's because of Zen, but I don't have any proof that this.
I gotta
just
say,
thought it was the activity.
You're a goat for being able to pinpoint that. I'm gonna say that right now.
It felt good to be right.
It's good analysis.
And
hell yeah,
and it tells you. Yeah, so here on the website it tells you like who's the burning leaderboard, and Zen actually took the top of the leaderboard. Afterwards, because I was seeing people be like, yeah, it is Zen, and I'm like, how do they know it's Zen? I'm like, oh, it was, and I was saying it like on a stream. Like, I don't know how to pinpoint it, but I'm pretty sure that's probably it. But yeah, Zen, Uniswap, coming in at number 2 then, and then OpenSea. And in terms of volume that this took, so we can switch this or USD, and so it's around 300, 400,000 volume to make it this deflationary as it currently is. And at its peak deflationary, this was about 3 times as much in terms of volume, USD volume. So you can imagine that if anything is burning about $1 million worth of, so we can get, I'm saying we can get like as a community goal, but if there's a case where a project is burning around $1 million of Ethereum in volume, then Ethereum is going to be that deflate. It'll be like this deflationary. So if anything in the future comes about, and Zen is a free to mint token, it's like just like a like lottery ticket, maybe. Maybe it's worth something in time, maybe it's not, but a lot of people, because if it goes up, again, it's a free mint. So a lot of people the first day did make profit. Like the first day or two, you could have minted it for free, even though it cost us money and stuff like that, and just sold your Zen tokens and made a profit. But yeah, because of all that activity, this is something that's a lot more risky. I left it in the Trustless Degens and stuff like that. I think I listed it in like crypto. It's in the Discord channels, the crypto and NFT channel. I even tagged everybody. It's like I don't tag that often, but when I do tag people, it's usually like a good opportunity.
I've been in like massive pain for days. I barely even use the computer. So
yeah, I'm just teasing, man.
No, that's all right. I had a good excuse though, but still a bad one. I should have
for sure
seen it.
Yeah, for sure, good excuse. But yeah, just good little, checking out the different projects that are creating that burn on Ethereum. So yeah, that's Zen. That's a brief overview of what Zen does. I have not minted any Zen yet. I'm waiting. I'm gonna mint some Zen though. Honestly, I'm just waiting for. I think
what's it cost now?
Like a lot of FOMC on the project. The gas fees, like the fees, what you want to think about, right?
It's just
15
the gas
right now, so we're right at the dictionary amount.
Right.
Yeah, you only have to pay the gas fees, and so I've just been waiting for the gas fees to come down as much as possible, and then I'll mint my Zen token.
Wait, so it's an ongoing thing right now?
Yeah, you can mint for free for years, like a little, like I think it's over 8 years. So you can mint free, and then again, it's like each account is only, but I believe it might be more than this, but I believe each account is only allowed to mint 100 times. And so you choose that 100 times over the 8-year period, and you just mint out a bunch of free Zen tokens. And you can choose to stake those tokens for long periods of time or a shorter period of time and get interest on those tokens, or you can just hold them or sell them. But it's free tokens for people to do some stuff on Ethereum. Yeah, it's just helping with the onboarding, and a lot of people are in crypto.
Just it's one token per mint or what?
No, it's a bunch of tokens. You'll get like 50,000, 300,000 or something like that.
What?
Because they're not worth much. So it's a bunch of tokens, and I don't know how much your mint's going to be worth. But
look at what it's doing, though.
Exactly. And so that's the thing. Like a lot of people haven't participated in this whole part of things. It's in the crypto and NFT channel, and then it should also be Trustless Sources, crypto and NFT announcements channel. It should be a link to the mint there.
Crypto and.
But yeah. And we can get that there like afterwards too, if there's any issues or whatever.
Zen.network. Holy shit. Really, dude?
The feeds into it. It's pretty cool. I think it's cool because it's like free and it's like a little experiment type thing, and people can build on top of it and do all this other stuff. It'll also be on other blockchains, I should say too. So it's starting on Ethereum and but it's also I think they might have their own prices on the different blockchains and stuff too though. But it'll be on Polygon, the Jack Levin said, and it'll be on Binance Smart Chain as well. So when those happen, that's probably something to pay attention to as well. For anybody out there.
Have you connected
I just wanted to mention
your wallet?
To Zen? I have, but I haven't minted anything yet. So
right.
Yeah, so it's the mint that matters.
So you're waiting for gas to go down?
Or just
that's for me. Oh, it'll be on the other blockchains. It's not on them yet. Not to my knowledge. So it'll be on Polygon and Binance Smart Chain. But right now it's only on ETH.
$3.46 to mint.
That's not bad. Yeah, because I only have so much ETH in my wallet right now. I got like a small amount. So I was like, I'm just going to let it drop down to how much I got in my wallet, which is like $3.
What's this term days? Do you know what the term and days box is for?
That's for like staking, I believe. So you can choose like stake it for like 1 day or 300, and that's like longer, longer stakes, more interest.
Dang. So should I do 394 days? Yeah, I'm gonna do that.
Potentially, I mean, it's a free mint, right? So it's like people are like treating it like
But
the
it
hex
doesn't tell
situation,
me
right?
how much coins I'm getting.
Yeah, I think that's like an after mint situation.
Fuck it.
Yeah,
Let's do
hey,
it.
hey, watch people do it on.
I
Watch
wanna
people do it on
know.
YouTube. There's videos on YouTube
wanna
now, so
know.
you can like watch somebody's experience with it and like get a
I'd
better
rather
understanding.
experience it myself. It's not like I'm using
It's
my main
firsthand.
wallet, anyways.
It's only like 30. It's really cheap to get involved
It's
and like to
$3.
do
I
this
could
type
just
of thing.
I can just buy $100 worth of ETH right now.
You're
and
making
send
a
it.
great. Like Jack Levin is loving everything you're saying right now. He's like, it's working. Working.
Hey, tell him to come talk to me. We'll fucking set up a little podcast with him.
Oh my goodness. The funny thing is, like, I was like in this chat when it was like launching, and they were like, sorry, Vitalik, we're gonna clog up the network, this and that. And some people were like, yeah, we're not gonna be as big as crypto, we're not gonna clog up the network like that. 24 hours later, ETH goes major deflationary for the first time. Like, no, you kind of did, guys. That's crazy. But yeah, there's that. To wrap this thing out, I wanted to just mention this as like a cool DeFi project type thing. I'm not going to go into this because it's like some like high level nerd stuff. But basically, I mentioned the Curve Wars earlier. This whole Curve blockchain or Curve DEX doing their whole Curve War situation with bribes and whatnot. Basically, the same thing has happened on Balancer. And this project named Aurora is taking over a large percentage of the Balancer voting rights in this kind of Balancer war situation right now. So that's happening. But yeah, just wanted to bring that up. Last other DeFi topic, and again, these are really quick shoots because these are things that I feel like I just need to make single videos on because they can be kind of big brain, whatever. Maple Finance, the Shopify of crypto lending, and I really just wanted to bring this up because I feel like not a lot of people have heard of Maple Finance.
I like pancakes,
and people are looking for more. Who doesn't like pancakes? People have been looking for more serious crypto and projects in the bear market that aren't like Ponzi-nomic around or whatever. Just the people are treating more seriously. I'm finding things on Optimism and Arbitrum. I've been hearing a lot about Maple recently. So Powell calls this specific client profile the middle market, and it's Maple's bread and butter. He defined it such as any company that's now beyond venture capital raising, but still too small. They're not publicly listed. They're not multi-billion-dollar companies yet, but they operate in a niche sector of crypto, like you said. But because they're in crypto, banks really won't lend to that sector. What's interesting about Maple Finance is they're helping mine liquidity. Okay, so yeah, it's just a bunch of liquidity mining stuff and borrowing and lending. I'm mentioning it as like a successful project in the bear market that a lot of money is going to. So pick your winners in the bear market. I think Maple Finance could be one to pay attention to. So it's just a gut feeling when I see something so many times and I'm like, I need to do that research. It was like the Arbitrum and Optimism situation where I've like started to say that to people and stuff like that, and then they just explode. And now Arbitrum's like the roll-up layer. Like it's like hands down at this point. So I'm getting these feelings with Maple Finance, putting it out there so everybody else can get those feelings too. I think that's all we have today. That's all we have, but it's been a crazy covering of everything that's been happening. Again, I feel like if you watch Trustless, Degens, and some of these topics we talk about, you're probably going to get a pretty good wrap up on the last week or so in crypto and everything that's been happening. It's like it's a lot. We cover a lot. We talk about a lot. And I don't know. We talk about a lot. Any closing comments from the crew?
Yeah, man. I'd like to just briefly mention something if I could. Sorry, Sean. I'm working on a project with Hive, and I won't go too far into it so far, other than just backing up your Web 2 content on Web 3, and got a developer that's interested in the project, and he's not just interested in getting paid. He's interested in teaming up, and he already has a map of the things that we need to accomplish to make it happen. And he's very proactive in contacting me and asking me questions, and seems to be pretty excited about it to the point where he wants to get started on it. So nice. Yeah, so the way he mapped it out, it seems all very doable stuff. Some things may be more difficult than others, but we got some tokenomics, some ideas of what we're gonna do, and it might be a good idea to just buy some weed tokens, on Hive, the Hive engine. No
Awesome.
promises, not financial advice. It's not going to be a huge economy. Even if we do get a lot of people using it, it's a very small direct market, but it's scalable to other things. So yeah.
Nice. Well,
we'll tell you more information as I already have a working name that we'll probably end up with, and I just don't, I gotta secure the different things and stuff first before I start telling a bunch of people the name. So yeah, we're stoked.
Feel it.
Hell yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, I'm excited to see where you go with that. I'm sure I'll hear more about it very soon.
Oh yeah. I gotta keep you guys in the loop all the time. I get excited.
Yeah, I think you were saying something, Sean.
I was just gonna say that was Danny Boy Styles The Weekend that drop was. You got 1% of the Danny Boy Styles was a producer on it. Each holder got 0.0025% of the future streaming royalties. Platform estimates a 9 to 15% return.
Wow.
And, that got about monthly volume traded was 56 ETH, about 75.8 thousand. So
it was pretty cool.
Yeah, lots of cool stuff there. Lots of cool. Like one of them was, oh my God, Kirby. That one sold out and we got a lot of hype in the space, and that was like basically selling the complete rights to the tracks. So it was unique, and you can use it in whatever you want. If you have a podcast, you grab that, and you don't be able to use that however you want. So that's kind of cool.
Yeah, it's like I can imagine like one of these type of projects, one of these NFT projects that are splitting those royalties or whatever with the fans, becoming a Mariah Carey "All I Want for Christmas" level song. Imagine the royalties on that boy. You're like, that's a lot more than the 9%, baby. That just doesn't stop.
Cool. Hey, can I get into something just real quick? Yeah. Earlier on Twitter, you had actually mentioned MIA's Paper Planes and how it uses the sample from the Clash, and I thought that was the perfect. Like that should be in the metadata for the songs, right? When we go on YouTube Music and we're listening to it, and I go and want to like learn more, there's no way, there's no info button to learn more. It's just what's right there, and you got to kind of go and Google it. But all that metadata should be there. It should say right then and there who the producers were, who used the drums and everything. And like there's still projects out there now like Arpeggi, which I've dropped stuff on, which like I could upload a single snare hit, and someone can use that and to make a sample that another producer uses to make a song, and it'll all be attributed in the metadata. So I think that was a perfect relation to Web3 is, it'd be cool to be able to see that, because that's happening all the time, right? You're like, oh damn, you hear the song or someone says it and you have to go back and listen to both songs, back to back, like I did with that one today. And so it was really cool. So just love the Web3 music guy, and that's what I'll be the Web3 music guy, and listen to you guys talk finance, and you can come to me for the fun stuff.
Heck yeah. Yeah. Any other closing remarks from school? Yeah. No, thanks for coming. Thanks for finally coming by, Sean.
Thank you, Sean.
You got all the gaming knowledge and Web3 NFTs stuff like that, and he's been trying.
It was good seeing you here.
Absolutely, and I'm super interested in music NFTs too.
I didn't really introduce myself there. What's his name? I'm like lost in my tabs. Sean Sporter.
Oh,
so good to see you, man. Bitfiend, I've been around a while.
Absolutely, yeah. It's hard to know who I've known. So if you were an old Hive guy, I thought maybe or Steam guy, maybe I'd run.
Yeah, I started Steam. I was playing Steam before Hive, or I was on Steam before Hive when DLive was on it, and Steam Monsters launched and all that. I've been around for
the good old days.
I got into Bitcoin back in 2014, so I've been riding this wave for a long time.
Love it. Yeah.
Yeah, buddy.
Hang tight, buddy.
Yeah. Again, like and I'll give the floor to Twin Gas in case you'd like to roll us out with anything before this or after this. But
I mean,
tomorrow.
man, just thanks for having me on. I appreciate it.
Thanks for joining us.
I got something to say to you guys.
Y'all are my favorite people,
Stick
man.
around.
You know, in the space, so it's cool to just sit and chat with y'all. Yeah, man. I don't know, just like with the music NFTs and stuff like that. I know, however you feel about Insane Clown Posse, and their music, they're always like ahead of the industry, and they've built like a cult following, because they're always ahead of it, and they just got on board with that, so they sold the rights to a bunch of their songs on OpenSea. Which was like, oh, okay, that's a big deal.
Was this like past music or new music?
Old music.
Dang, that's crazy. Wow, I hadn't heard about that.
Yep, and and so Juggalos bought up the rights to like these songs, right? And they were like, "Those are yours." They weren't the best songs, as an ICP fan, like. But they were kind of throwaway tracks, but yeah, I don't know. It's cool. It's something I'm interested in for sure.
Yeah, I'm sure for them it was like a lot of like testing. Like, what's this gonna work? What should we do bigger ones? Like, what's the return gonna be on a bigger one?
Exactly, and so here the funny thing is his daughter, Violent J's daughter, Ruby actually like protested the band for doing it. She's anti NFT, and so his own daughter was under every post of her father, this like rock star, right? It just like shitting on him, dude. Like it was really funny. So
Yeah, man,
I don't know. It was just a funny story.
You give people a megaphone,
Kids.
Yeah. Yep. Man. I don't know. We'll just I'll keep you up to date with Dead Drop. You guys want some updates and stuff? And,
for sure.
I'd like to come back on and just chat about stuff someday.
Yeah. Jump on in. Yeah, we're gonna probably. I think everybody will use this weekend. I think it was pretty good work as far as the flow for us and stuff. Getting people in and out. I feel like you were about to say something, Bitfiend. You said you wanted to share something before. Is that correct?
When we're not live.
Oh, when we're not live. My bad. Maybe that was under your breath. My bad. Yeah, I was gonna leave us so that I'll wrap things up. I was gonna leave everybody with
for next time.
Leaving us with the don't forget tomorrow is supposed to be a volatile day in the markets, whether it's up or it's down. It's supposed to be a volatile day because of the numbers coming out. Now, I'm just a dude on the web. Don't take this as financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor, not a professional or anything like that. Just dude reading articles and stuff like that. But if it's happened before, it could happen tomorrow. And if it does happen tomorrow, don't be that surprised, because this is the type of situation where professional traders set themselves up to be like delta neutral. And like if the market goes up, they make money. If the market goes down, they make money. You just put a short, stop loss pretty quickly in either direction. And enjoy those 10% gains. But yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's probably what I'm gonna be looking out for. I'll be waking up and trying to find a trade. But that's CPI numbers, FOMC, jobs claims, stuff like that. Fun times. Hopefully you enjoyed today's show. It's Trustless Degens, and we'll see you guys in the next one. We out.
Peace.
Good show. Good night.
Yep.